Shout out the chat. I was sitting here like, yo, let me get ready to hit this button to go live. And I'm looking in the chat like, all right, so I ain't gonna hold you. My fellow 609 partner, brother Antoine, was in the chat dumb early. Jermaine was in the chat early too. I feel like I'm so loud right now. I'm so sorry. Jermaine was in the chat early too. We're gonna talk about Jermaine. We're gonna talk about Jermaine a little bit, and we'll probably talk about Jermaine later on as well. Shout out Joey Savage in the building. His avatar said, "No, I don't know how to pronounce. I don't know. I don't know what. I was gonna try and speak some Spanish, but I don't want to sound like a fool on the internet. Peace to brother Rock, checking in on the road. Hey, be careful out there. Hopefully you got. Can you put YouTube in the dash? Actually, my brother's about to hit the line in the set. Brother Fam, pop quiz. Can you put YouTube in the dash on like a car?
If depends on the head unit. I can on mine.
Pause.
Because it has a pause. I got a joint where it can mirror your phone. So
you can hear it through the car, like.
Mm-hmm.
So because brother Rock say he checking it from the road. I hope he on like a digital dash or whatever they call that shit. Peace
It
to
better
you.
be something like it.
Shout out to Alabama. We really just checking in. D Skills in the building.
Yeah, Cal told me I could show up late, but I was like, nah, let me get in there.
I was gonna talk to the people for a little bit, and then y'all mean. But we get. Yeah. I heard Netflix gonna pay Jake Paul $50 million to throw George Foreman down the flight of stairs.
Not bad.
I'm gonna star that. I don't know how much Tyson talk we gonna have. It's been like it feel like it's been a year since that fight happened, low key. But anyway, shout out to Corey. See you soon. We'll talk about that later.
Yeah, let's link, man.
Yeah, for real.
Hey, find me a pair of them Tekkens for a decent price. I know I can't get it for the, the gins, not the Kazam. Not the Kazuyas. The gins.
I've not checked eBay. I don't know where are they at on StockX right now?
Didn't StockX just have a?
They did have a thing.
We sell fakes. We selling fakes.
They said that it's like 90 some odd % accurate. It's not like 9. It's like 94. So I forget what the exact number. It's enough to be like. Shout out Sean Tragedy. I don't know.
Yeah, shout out Sean Trash. Kels, peace. Shout
out to Kels. Kels be outside. Shout out to Joe Dixon. Shout out to Megs. Peace to Tyler. So what time? You know what time it is. You already know what time it is.
Oh.
In a little bit, little second. You already know. That's the reason. You see, Corey said.
You real?
I'll find him. We'll talk. We'll talk about it. Again. We'll talk about it soon. But we'll talk about it hopefully.
Because we'll see. I'm gonna get a haircut Saturday morning, and then
let me know.
Yeah, we gonna figure it out.
We got it. Coordinate. Shout out to Isaac Eric. Peace to the people that check in on the Facebook.
It's so light skin.
The light's a little bright. Yeah, peace to the good doctor in the building.
What up, though?
Wait, Cal has to wait until the Steel Reserve is super cold before he starts the show.
Hey,
nah,
yo.
I'm good. I can't. I have to at least make sure there's a certain amount of people in here because, like I tweeted earlier, it's gonna be we got some exclusive. Corey says already in Jersey. Shout out Jersey. Is Jersey? What's Jersey doing? The Devils game right now because they winning right now. But end of the second period.
Yo, my family's decided to do all sorts of things. They washing clothes and dishes at the same time. Y'all hear that in the background? My bad.
It's no rules. They said whatever's going on. Hey, maybe you'll have some time to. I feel like no time like the present to get into this. It was a couple days ago. Had a conversation with probably one of the brothers with the busiest years over the last year. It makes sense.
Too.
What's up?
we have to start having that conversation about the year.
To talk about that. Talk about times of the year. Yeah, I feel like at a certain point that conversation is happening soon. I don't have the down there banner, but I'm glad I don't, because I'll put it up as a shout out to Humble.
Good evening.
Shout out to Jermaine.
Jermaine.
Hold up. Matter of fact, before we get into the conversation, let me get this link. Because last Friday...
Yo, nigga said Jermaine 7'12". That's his height, 7'12".
Jermaine is the tallest individual in the world.
Jermaine stand up straight and scratch his knees.
Brother Jermaine is standing face to face with Brother Kali. Nah, peep the link in the YouTube chat. It's on blackrasslin.com. It is the link over there. Brother Jermaine wrote an ill piece. It's called The Duality of Montez Ford, talking about really like Montez Ford and the Street Profits journey to right now, but also with the conversation that's been going on right now about how every other day, why hasn't Montez had a singles run yet? When the Street Profits, like, we dropped it right before the Street Profits lost to the Yamin. We'll talk about that later as well. But go read that at some point. If you have not read that, please read that. Piece of Rattler Steve in the building. Shout out to Jermaine, though, for real. Jermaine, the good brother over there. Speaking of good brothers, like I said, December 7th, Ashe's 1 year anniversary show. They will be holding an 8-man tournament to crown the Ashe men's champion that night. I believe 7 of the 8 spots in the tournament bracket are filled out currently. You'll find out some more about that in this conversation.
Cosray be mad because he don't read.
He don't read? This is you
and
good?
The Steelers on tonight?
Well, you the game is on right now? All right, you're gonna be able to watch the game for about 35 minutes uninterrupted, because we're gonna drop this interview in a second. Had a conversation with Darius Lockhart early this week. We talked. I had an impromptu we literally talked everything from a year of Ashe and the creation of the men's title to the tournament and all the scandal and controversy and everything going on surrounding that, as him returning to the ring. I had an impromptu conversation about his entrance music and the vibe he tried to set when he get in the building. Shout out to John too. Is Yeet Nation in the building?
Yeah, that's what he said.
All right. Without further ado, for anybody who's watching the game and watching us on 1 or 2 screen, this may be the perfect time to set it up right now, because let me turn this damn music off, because you know what it is. Whenever you see the special presentation, that's when you know it's time to be in attention. Let's go. Welcome back to the Black Rasslin Podcast. You already know when you see that special presentation, that's no nonsense. There's something special going on. I was looking at the number of times we've spoken to this brother. I think this will be the 4th. It's around the 4th or the 5th. Either way, it's there's a reason for this season. December 7th in North Carolina, Ashe is celebrating their 1 year anniversary. I feel like it's for it to be a year, it almost feels like it's been a quick year. There's been so much going on in the world, as well as so much going on within Ashe itself. There's an 8-man title tournament. Look at this. We're gonna talk about this a bit, but look at this beautiful, this gorgeous belt. But they've got an 8-man tournament going on for that title on December 7th in North Carolina. If you tickets on sale now for the 1 year anniversary of Ashe, you know what time it is. We've got the intergalactic soul himself, the honorable brother, the revolutionary. I do not have his theme song, but I'm going to put my fist up anyway for the one and the only Darius Lockhart, my brother. Welcome back.
Brother. Thank you for having me, though.
I will say, I actually didn't have this on the list, but in thinking about stuff, there's a lot of, like, going to pro wrestling shows and like hearing theme music and be like, oh, how do people react? It's interesting to see people catch on to you because like it's that's not the type of song I'm ready to like when you or it's like Billy Dixon hype. You got the most mellow music. He put that fist in and I think at a certain point, like, because if I'm at the show, I'm trying to do what the wrestler doing. So if you put your fist in, I'll put my fist in the air. So hopefully the rest of the crowd goes in. And I was watching I believe it was Ashe 6. It was during your entrance at Ashe 6. I believe Chris Lee was like, oh yeah, the crowd stand up, they got their fists in the air. I'm like, yeah, crowd participation. For you, what is it about, like, what when you decide like, yo, this is how I want to enter a ring, what is it about that song, what is it about that moment that makes it this is the only way Darius Lockhart can enter an arena?
Okay, that's a great question, man. When it comes to the music, I really wanted a tonal shift. I wanted to feel different when I came in the room. I wanted to stand apart from everyone, my coworkers and everything. And you got to have a lot of confidence and the right swagger movement to you to come out to something like that. You can't really second guess it in your movements after you do it. So it's a commitment. And once the audience sees that you're committed to, the sound, the feeling of who you are, then it's much easier for them to commit and invest as well. It's just so different, and it's funny. It's had different reactions, largely positive. I remember one time I did a sort of a kind of a one-on-one talk with Lance Storm. And he didn't get it. He was like, I don't get the music. It's so slow. This is an R&B concert. And I was like, exactly.
Yeah, it's a vibe. It's a
vibe. And it changes. Like I said, it just really set the tone of what I wanted the Intergalactic Soul to be, what I wanted the vibe to be. Because it just feels different. But in terms of the fist in the air, that also took something getting used to. I came out with my back turned, through the fist. And then I used to just kind of walk around with it. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. I try to do a thing.
Like fist bumps as well.
Yeah, sometimes I do a fist bump to everybody. Sometimes I pick one person, try to make it special. But it's kind of hard to walk past people when they show you that much love. So everyone gets one nowadays, right?
Facts.
So it's so I remember the first few times that happened, people in the back were confused because they thought that like I went from getting really loud responses to like, whoa, it's quiet when Darius music hit. What the hell's going on? People ain't. But everyone had their fists in the air. So it becomes its own unique, different pop, which is interesting. It's like a silent pop, but you see this and it's nothing really like it.
Well, I like when you say tonal shift. I think that's probably the best way to do. Because again, when Darius Lockhart's in the building, it's nation time, and I feel like it feels like, all right, let me go grab my plate, let me go sit on the couch, let me go be with my people. It's like it's like when I say vibe, I really. But actually, and before we get to 1 year Ashe everything, I wanted to shout y'all out because I personally didn't know that I hadn't heard anything about Sandy Parker passing. And to be hit with that news and then realize, damn, it had been like 2+ years, but to then see that Sandy Parker was, y'all were trying to, it wasn't just going to be Trish Adora versus Aja Kong. Y'all was going to try and really have Sandy Parker there. Like, talk about that type of thing, because it's one thing to put the two wrestlers in the ring, but like it's another thing to have the foresight to be like, oh, let's also get the first black woman who happened to be a world champion in the arena as well. When was that early in the Ashe to like figuring out that first show?
Yeah, that was early on, and I hope no one takes it as trying to make that moment about us or anything like that.
No, of course.
But I did want to show the love and the intentionality that she wasn't a forgotten person. I remember I was doing a lot of research about older black wrestlers in maybe 2018, 2019. I made a Black History video, and I dug up every black wrestler I could find that I just was like, wow, there's some stories here I don't know. Right. And her name was one of them, her story about being the first black women's world champion. And so Sandy Parker was a name that kind of stuck out that I always tried to mention in lumps with Ron Simmons whenever I had the foresight to.
Right.
When I say Ron Simmons, I say also Sandy Parker if I had just was in the moment. And I remember when I first put down Trish versus Aja, I was thinking that's cool. They have the Japan connection,
right? And
something happened where I think I reposted. Maybe it was I reposted that Black History Month video for October because I posted it twice because England's Black History Month is in October, so it's a different time.
Okay.
I went over the Sandy Parker thing, and I was like, man, whoa, is she still around? Where is she? Like, you know,
Right.
and had a conversation with Billy Dixon about it. Apparently he was also trying to find her. He'd been trying to find her. So because, you know, he wanted it because she was also a very proud queer woman. So he wanted
Right.
to be part of something he was affiliating with Paris is Bumping, I believe, maybe. You have to ask him the details. But we were both looking for it. And man, I went through the months leading up to Ashe 1. I went through anyone who wrote an article about her. There is a club, I can't remember the name of it, but there's a club that honors pro wrestlers, similar to kind of like the WON Hall of Fame.
Is it like a Cauliflower Alley? Yeah.
The Cauliflower Alley. They honored her in 2006. So I went down and reached out to them and see, does anyone know where she is? Led me to her, her tag team partner, the lady she won the tag championships with. We've been talking on Facebook, and every few months I'll hit her up and say, hey, have you found anything? She'll go, no, the address is dead. So I don't know what's going on. And when the news broke the other day, that was us finding out too. So it was like, man, I've been looking for this person, and they had passed the year before I was able to look for her. It was just really crazy to see. Mm-hmm. And I wish we could have given her flowers. We were around to give her flowers when she was still here. But you know, you live and you learn, and some things just can't be done. But we try to honor her in posts, and we're looking for ways to keep honoring her going forward as well.
I think once we start getting to talk of the future of Ashe, there's probably going to be one or two ways. But no, I do appreciate that, because I think before Black Rasslin was a podcast, before it was a website, before it was anything, it was literally finding not just images of black folks who wrestled. It was trying to find this type of stuff. Who was the Bearcats? You know what I mean? Like the people before the people that we talk about. Mm-hmm. And I genuinely, because I follow y'all, that was the first place I saw it. And then when I did a Google search, I found, I think it was Slam Wrestling had a big feature on it, which was very insightful. But rest in peace to her. I think this is having the foresight to be like, hey, we need to connect these dots and really make sure that people understand the history of this thing that we're involved in. I think it's an amazing thing that you're doing, and it's I shouts out to you for, it's a year. We're weeks away from the 1 year anniversary show. How are you feeling about Ashe, coming up on that 1 year anniversary?
I'm optimistic. This year has taught me a lot, in terms of promoting, advertising and things like that. I'm just learning the ups and downs. We've had some really high highs already in year one, and not too bad of a lows, luckily. But we've had some moments where we're like, okay, well, how do we pivot? How do we redirect? How do we learn from this? Mm-hmm. And that's been, of course, insightful, but in a way, it's exciting as well, because then I get to get better. So that's how I'm feeling about it. Optimistic and hopeful for the new year that you guys are continuing to hopefully, even amplify the support next year, coming in next year.
Oh no, but yeah, I think that's we may need to have some nation conversations about figuring out what 2025 could look like, because I do want to say I don't know, I don't purport to know what anybody else does. I know me as a fan of pro wrestling, I want to watch the show, and you talked about learning some things. I did have one question. It's a question people have me, because I try when the match come out, if it's on YouTube, y'all presentation is ill, and I love being able. I remember a year ago being able, like, yo, I get to watch this. I want to say it was like, was it a Friday or Saturday, whatever the case may be. I was home and I was tapped in, and I was in awe of how dope it looked. And I did I feel like the last couple shows they look great, but they have been, instead of streaming, it's kind of been like, here's a date that we drop. Is that going to be the normal course going on? Just for people that want to know in terms of the live experience.
So no, it won't be yes and no. I'll say this, yes and no. So the idea right now is to, as the start of next year, as next year kicks off, we'll be releasing everything we filmed in 2-match episodes that go on YouTube for free. So that's the current plan right now. So everyone who has not seen all of this, they'll be behind, but they'll get to see it, and it's also going to be repackaged in a new way. Mm-hmm. I'm editing everything and kind of spicing it up and making it very digestible for people who don't like wrestling, but also cool and just new and unique for people who are very familiar with wrestling. You kind of got to go with a different flavor. So I'm bringing something new with it. So you get everything repackaged in a very cool new shiny package. You get it really in order, so it really feels more episodic and everything really bleeds together. So you can see how things are tied up. Stuff we filmed that we haven't released yet, stuff that we plan on releasing. So all those things happen. But I think those will be sandwiched in between an occasional live stream, like an occasional live type of deal. So like what you've seen before, the early Ashe when we're live, this anniversary show, we're going to go live again. Right. But I think we're saving those for the special occasions, and let's really make it. And then everything else gets they happen, but they kind of pre-tape. So then we'll release the episodes as well as we go on. So there's a little bit of hybrid. And if that doesn't work, we'll of course correct again. But our biggest thing is making sure all this hard work, you guys get to see it. It's a very easily thing. And we shout out to people who have held us down this first year paying the paywall. We know that's a very big ask of anyone with a new product. I just wanted to, just kind of see what happens in the first year, stock hope, and then let's shoot the next one.
Again, for people that ain't paying $10, $15, like it's you're not, and I do want to commend you again for the last. It was Smile, Ashe is with you, and Ashe 6. You're getting. Hell, sometimes it's even a little tighter because some of the a live show, it could be, a live show could be a live show. You can get like 3 hours, sometimes it could be 4 hours, depending on what's going on. Being able to get like the 2 to 3 hour show where you're not just getting, all of the action and the replays and everything going on, but like what was it? It was the segment with everybody figuring out O'Shea was on the way, like being able to see people show their personality and stuff like that, the Halloween costume stuff. Like I think that it reminds me when you talk about like shooting it and then doing like episodic, it reminds me of ECW back in like the mid 90s where they would tape. All right, we're gonna be here November 18th. We're gonna be at the ECW arena, and then like that next 2-3 weeks, you got to see what happened on November 18th at the ECW arena. So I love the fact that we're going to be able to see more of this because there's the stories. I mean, we're talking. There's 5 years of Billy Dixon and Darius Carter. We'll get to this in a second, but even stuff like Karen Bam Bam and Faye Jackson being able to finally have that match in an Ashe ring. I think people being able to connect those dots and really being able to see, hey, they had this conversation X amount of years ago, and now it's available to watch right now. It's only going to be more beneficial for, again, fans of wrestling, fans of Black people, fans of people in North Carolina trying to have a good night out every month or so. Like I really enjoy all of that. A year going in, is there anything like I guess I don't want you to talk about how much stuff you had on your things I want to get done list in 2024, but like in terms of the goals you set for Ashe over the last year, like do you feel like you've been able to check a lot of those things off the box, off the list? I mean,
I'd say a lot of them, not all of them for sure, but a lot of them. I think everyone, going into a plan this large or something this ambitious, you have to shoot for the sky and pass and beyond, because otherwise, you're doing yourself a disservice if you don't aim high. But a lot of things are just going to you have to take time. And, I'm not foolish enough to ignore that time serves and informs. Mm-hmm. So I have to just kind of go with the punches and realize that I'm in the moment. I am doing it. You just get to learn and execute at a higher level every time, because you can only get better. And you learn from mistakes. So, I wish this would have been a flawless year. Nothing went wrong, but there are so many things that go wrong that I had to fix and figure out and pivot before the show happens. And I think it just made me better, honestly.
What is there anything you can share without getting too, in depth? There's injuries. We had that beautiful match, Fire and Flavor versus King Bees, and Kara unfortunately got hurt. We're still, hoping she gets a nice recovery. She's doing well. She's been telling us she's very excited to come back to Ashe. So that's always cool when people I saw she had a video that she said, don't get it twisted. We may be back soon, but yeah. And there's no telling when, but I think when she is, she'll be very welcome. I think things like that, injuries I can't help, booking situations, people can't make it or anything like that. Those are always fall throughs, and you have to kind of just figure out where you're going to pivot from there. But overall, there's nothing I could really complain about, and there's no harm, no foul. I'm nothing that keeps me up at night anymore. Word. Yeah. There's one match in particular I want to ask you about, but in terms of you still having your Booker hat on, I want to talk about Ashe 6 and you bringing out Khan. I think Khan is, for a bunch of different reasons, for men, women, whatever you're into, I think Khan is up there for a lot of people. Yeah. And it seems like there's been a lot of response, whether from his match or it was shout out to Yo-Yo. You know what I mean?
Well, especially with the hands there.
Talk about that. Congo in there feels like it was a big deal. Feels like it was a moment for y'all.
Yeah, that it was cool. I've always seen Khan as a big player. We've been in talks about making his entry, happen here at Ashe since the first show. Really, it's the first show or second show he was interested, and it was about really saying, "Hey, when's the right time, and what's going to service the story that we want to tell with you." And I didn't think it would make sense too early, but now is the perfect time. And when he came in, one little idea that happened ended up going viral, and now it's a really cool thing that his first entry before he even wrestles, before the bell rings, what he does got us over 1.7 million views, and it was cool to see. And that's just on one Twitter video. That was that person's Twitter video. So there's no telling.
Crazy.
You add up Instagram and TikTok,
right?
What it is, but Twitter alone had 1.7 million views last time I checked, and that was a week ago. So Khan is a money-making machine, and I'm glad we can help people see that, but I hope that people let us work with them before they start really seeing it and trying to.
Right. Yeah.
Let's cook with brother a little bit. He just got here, and we have so many cool things we want to do. So,
hey,
an interesting guy and a great utilitarian player to have on your roster.
It's fun seeing him, because again, this is a man who I talked to him last November. I was just last December after he came back from Japan from the Super Juniors. But if you talk AEW, Ring of Honor, six-man tag champ, but he's also in MCW. He at the end of y'all show though, he looking at Suge's belt. He looking at y'all belt. Yeah. I have to pivot for a sec because shout out Chris Lee. That night, the night of Ashe 6, Chris hit myself and brother Fam up. Shout out to Fam. He was like, he just sending photos. I'm like, yo, can I put these online? Because this thing is so. All right, let me just confirm one thing. All right, because I see I love seeing the little characters and they're actually doing wrestling moves or whatever. That's Tribe Called Quest.
So that is inspired by the art that was on Tribe Called Quest, right?
Got you.
So originally that work was inspired by artist named Keith Haring from the 90s. But you do see that on the Tribe Called Quest stuff. So it not only the Tribe Called Quest stuff, but so many black graffiti, so much black graffiti art and living color, all those things. That art was found everywhere back then. So I think that was a real big inspiration for what I was bringing to this company when we were bringing to pro wrestling. So I said it has to find its way on there. And it's really cool because the belt, I really wanted a sense of community. The belt has it's really a baby of community. There's a lot of eyes on it. The brother who created the Pan-African title helped us with some of the side plate stuff. The brother, JB Cool, it's not JB Cool, I'm so sorry. That's a comedian. JB Toys, official James Brennan, JB Toys, who's made some of the New Japan custom belts, made us, helped me design the most of it. I kind of drew out what I wanted, and he designed some of that. The brother named Riley Parks, who does some of our t-shirt designs and artwork and has done some stuff for me, did the little crown piece. That was on one of his t-shirts he made, and I just kind of snatched it and threw it at the top of it. So this championship is really an amalgamation of several different ideas and tones. And I was like, there's something in between all of these if you can just mold it together. And I think we got this, baby. So
was this one of the, again, because I'm a person, I'm like, yo, I'm seeing all this beauty every month and change. I'm seeing amazing matches. I'm seeing these storylines coming up. Hell, I'm seeing movie Mike over here and Kevin Knight over there. At some point, it was going to, get to this. And at one point, Chris Lee was like, hey, I hear y'all. We got y'all in a second. But for this design in particular, I imagine having the belt is some early conversation. But this design, when did you really start putting together, all right, this is where the crown is going to be and the man's going to be all around here? What?
That was around, I think we finalized the design around the time of Cosmos. But I always knew that we were going to have this in Crown It in December. I feel like that was always the goal. But we finalized that this is what we're going with. Right before Cosmos happened, maybe a week or two beforehand.
Okay.
But yeah, so that's really a lot of the synergy you see between February and then it's me trying to nail it. Let's get this right.
Yeah, this thing. The person holding this. Well, again, mention it's a whole tournament going on. Before we get to your match, because you were in the first round, and shout out to Jossie. But I wanted to talk about the match you had a couple of months back against Chase Coleman, because it was ill. Like I was like, wait. Caprice Coleman's son is wrestling too, and then like I was going to cage match. I see they had some tag matches, but then to see him going up against you, and he's young. I don't know what we're gonna call the young brothers that's going through the Ashe dojo whenever that happens, but that's like some real young line. We could see him coming into that at some point. But for you, how important was it for you to be like, let me get this kid with this potential and put him in the ring with me?
I mean, to me, that was huge. It was a very familial moment. I've known Caprice for years. In my entry into pro wrestling, I was watching him when I was 13 or 14 at the indie shows locally with him and Cedric. And then when I started wrestling at 17, him and Cedric were two of the first people that I was, meeting and mentoring me. So I've seen Chase come in the ring at 6 years old and just jump around the ring playing with his dad. And and always joked with Caprice back then, me and him gonna work one day, whatever. And from Caprice being Cedric's first Ring of Honor match, and then Cedric being my first match, and then first PWX match, and then now me being Chase's first Ashe match, there's kind of a torch that we kind of pass on and show love through. So that was a really cool moment for me to be able to pay it forward and to put Chase in position to be seen by more people, and also just to get him in here and get some reps and hopefully seize him up some opportunity, line him up.
Facts. I don't have the image loaded up in the system right now, but one of my favorite moments from that Halloween Battle Royal was him and Jordan Holt with the Spider-Man point. It's that type of, but that's the type of energy you can only get at an Ashe show. Again, December 7th, North Carolina. Now, talk about, we talk about you getting in the ring, and you've been, I feel like months ago we mentioned, you had a match. What you was like, no, I'm be in the ring. You first round, and I mean, you created the title. You are the man behind Ashe, but you also had, and this ain't, Jossie ain't no slouch. That's some. He had to go through X amount of people to even get to this. So talk about your first round match and going into this tournament with this title that you set up and the company that you set up that I literally got on my chest right now.
No, see, so. I have, once again, if you see Ashe 4, I have relinquished kind of my in-power duties over to Caprice and the board decisions, like decision board, basically. That board being made of people like D'Lo Brown, people like Mark Henry, people like Ron Simmons and Teddy Long. They have insight and kind of guide us in the right way. And so I really wanted to be a competitor again. I know it's my company, but at the same time, I want to help this thing grow, and I do miss professional wrestling. So putting them in charge allows me to kind of just compete and focus on that. I've had only three real matches this year, but I was victorious in all three of them, I believe. I beat Darius Carter, I beat Chase Coleman, and I beat Zamir and Ashton, who, Ashton is a little bit of a tough ass. Carter's a little tough ass, but, Coleman and Zamir are younger guys. So I'm aware it's like a 50-50 split of who I'm in there with. And that's no disrespect to them, but they're just learning and growing. They're young men. Now, when it comes to Jossie, I'm not intimidated by him. In fact, I'm impressed by him, which is why I was excited to have him here at Ashe, but also am excited to get in the ring with him. If he catches me slipping, which I don't think he will, but if he does, then more power to him, and there's elevation here. I'm not going to take anything personal. I wanted to relinquish my duty so I can compete and be genuinely like competing. But I'm in the ring weekly, working with people like Arn Anderson. Night MTA has been watching some of the stuff we've been doing. It's been really cool. Yeah, so I've been really honing in, doing some of the same training and stuff I was doing for Carter. And if I can get past Darius Carter, I think I should be doing good going against someone like Jossie, who's of the same ilk.
I guess it's time to kind of bring up the elephant in the room. I mean, Darius Carter, whose career I've followed specifically over the last couple of years. At the last Ashe show, he said some stuff. He talked about how, and it's facts. You know, I tweeted it myself. There was 2 Ashe shows where he main evented and won. You know, and I've been at a number of indie shows I've been to. The few times I've been outside, he made main event.
Hold on. There's been 2 Ashe shows he's main evented. He lost one of them to me.
My fault. I don't want to. My fault. But still, at a certain point, this man has been at least been. He was who you was going to see at the end of the show. And there's been a lot of shows where I've seen that. And there was what was the word he used specifically? There was a whole video that dropped at Ashe 6, and he talked about collusion. He said he was qualified to be in the tournament, so he didn't even have to worry about, having a match. He just needed to be there because he should already be there. You talk about, I'm a competitor. Are you ready for a situation if Darius Carter shows up at the 1-year anniversary show trying to start some smoke?
It's not a if he shows up thing. I've talked to Caprice and the board about it. I've let them know that I'm okay with this. There's no issue. We've invited him to come to the 1-hour anniversary show. He just thinks he's above having to qualify, and that's not how it works. Look, I started the company, and I had to qualify.
Facts.
And there's debate. I mean, I love my friend Billy, but maybe I could have got it done quicker if I was by myself. But I'm having to make sure Billy's good and get in this tournament because I'm the one who vouched for both him and Carter to be here at this tournament, right? I'm the one when Billy jumped off the ladder. And put Carter through the tape, and then they proceed to brawl and spit at fans and all these things, and it's chaotic. They both got suspended. Now, granted, I asked Billy to be there so I could publicly tell him to cut the shit in front of everybody. I wanted that to be public because he's got to be called out eventually. But Carter, he was suspended. Billy was suspended from in-ring competition. That's fine. The next month, you're free to come back. You're free to qualify. Billy had to qualify. You were already going to get a qualifying match. They were more mad at Billy than they were at you. And then you don't show up. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to tell you. You know what I mean? I don't know what to tell you.
It feels like one of them situations where, again, like, what they call it, a powder keg. I mean, this is just me forewarning. A couple weeks ahead, like you met 5 years of those 2 men having beef at, arguably one of the biggest nights in the company so far. I just want to make sure my people's good. I want to make sure, the Honorable Brothers is good. Cause I went to New York. I'm the little side, I went to New York. I saw Darius Carter. He couldn't wrestle Wilkins from the Job of Tears in a cage, so they had a street fight. Darius Carter, in front of Wilkins' mama, pulled him out the ring, beat him all the way outside the ring, brought him back inside the ring, and then beat him like this. It's you talk about a man full of violence, a dastardly individual.
You're implying that I don't know that Darius Carter, number one, is dangerous. It's true that affects me. You saw our match, me and Darius Carter's match.
Facts.
Did I not just beat his ass around the ring?
You won that match. You were victorious.
No, but at the start of the match, it was me and him, and we went around that ring, and
it was a lot of emotion going on. You beat his ass. Facts. It's facts. It's facts.
Okay. So I'm just saying, whether he got some licks too in that match. I'm not going to shy away from that. He drop kicked the hell out of me. I still feel that sometimes. But my thing is, I can handle my own against Carter. I'm not afraid of him. Now, what we do need to be talking about is Billy, if he can keep himself in check. Those 2 backstage together, I'm a little worried about that environment. He just told me we've set their locker rooms apart from each other, so I'm or whatever. But I mean, Carter's not even supposed to be in the locker room anyway, so we're not really worried about it. He's just there as a spectator, like the rest of everyone else. So my hope is cooler heads prevail, because again, at the end of the day, it's about the 1-year anniversary of Ashe. It's about crowning the first champion, the men's champion in Ashe. I just be worried because I've gone to Philly. I've seen what y'all do in North Carolina. I've seen in New York. Like I worry about the brothers and sisters. I want everything to be cool. I want everything to be cool. You saying NC people soft?
I'm not saying NC people soft. What it is that no disrespect, Mr. Lockhart. My thing is, gosh, what's the best way to put this? Because y'all have been doing so well with Ashe. You mentioned Arn Anderson. You mentioned Eyes on You. I don't want it to be a situation where one of the brothers mess up the paper. I don't want it to be like, yo, it's too violent. We can't book it. So but maybe somebody like that. You never know. No, you never know. Switching gears, we're talking about a men's championship tournament. One of the things that Ashe stands on is providing amazing women's wrestling. You got Tootie Lynn's and Karen Bam Bams, and there's a lot. The King Bees. There's a lot going on. When you tune into an Ashe show. Have there been thoughts about other titles? Whether it be something for the women, something for the.
Are you asking if there's a women's title?
Is there a women's title? Could there be? What are the thoughts on the future of titles?
There is a women's title. There's a women's title on the way. We wanted each one to get its own focus, appropriate focus, and it's not really of a who gets it first if the man comes up for the woman. I mean, women main evented our first show, so it's really, I hope people don't really take that into consideration either.
Facts.
It's really just a matter of getting the championship designs right, and we nailed the men's before we nailed the women. So it's like, all right, we'll do this one. And we want to give the women their own shot too, their own spotlight. But we're crowning this championship, and the women's is on the way.
I love it.
We will be crowning that very soon as well.
I do,
and there are other things in works, but but we're still trying to nail that as well. The designs, we're trying to get everything right.
I think for me, that's really dope. But I do think, in terms of, you're talking about crowning champions. The main thing advertised for this show is, the tournament for the title. Are there going to be? Because that's 6. There's like at least seven matches there. How much more of a show is going to be booked around the tournament?
Well, we are getting a women's match.
Okay.
And there is another match that because your friend Mr. Carter no showed, you have to have another qualifying match at the start of the show. Okay. So there'll be one more match that will be people trying to qualify, and I believe we've filmed the video. We haven't uploaded it yet, but it will be announced very soon who those two people are. I'm a fan of both. I can't wait to see what happens between these two and who gets in the tournament. So.
Yeah, I was noticing because I was counting. I believe it is 7 names that are announced on that flyer. So no, that makes perfect sense. Gosh, is there? Are there? I think before we get out of here, there's a lot I could ask. Are there any? Again, talking about storylines you're building, push Mr. Carter and Mr. Dixon to the side, Karen Bam Bam and Faye Jackson had their match, and Faye was like, hey, we could do round 2 whenever you want. I've seen Kevin Knight have words, you know what I mean? With people, like, facts. Fast as hell, Ian Maxwell, thank you. Are there any matches in particular that you've been cooking at? You're like, 2025. I can't wait for y'all to see what's on the list.
Yeah. There's plenty of that. I mean, there's stuff 2026 that I'm ready for you guys to see. But you guys, you'll just be patient with us. But it's gonna be a very fun ride next year. You have no idea where the story is going to take you, and it's going to excite a lot of people. Considering what people are already reacting to, the next year is going to be very, very fun.
Damn, I love this. I'm gonna, again, as always, I'm gonna stick a pin in this conversation right now. We're gonna have to return to this. Black History Month, February. It's not that far, and that's always a good time for Nation Time to reconvene. So, Darius Lockhart, before you get out of here, please let the people know where they can find you, find Ashe, everything, tickets, all that stuff.
Yeah, you can find tickets at AsheWrestling.com. ASEWrestling.com. There will lead you also to all our social media, but it's at Ashe Wrestling on everything. You can find me at Darius Lockhart on Instagram and at DLockPro on Twitter. Even though everyone's leaving Twitter now, it's almost dead. I gotta figure something out. But
Blue Sky.
Blue Sky. Something. I'll make a Blue Sky account soon, or Threads or whatever. But if you want to find us on something and you don't know at Ashe Wrestling, will likely pop up. That's what I'll say to you.
Bet. All right, man. Well, we got there's a couple more weeks. Hopefully, you have a blessed holiday. Thanksgiving coming up. I know it can't be too blessed. I know, imagine you got training, you got, thoughts about, what's going on. You got a whole, again, there's a whole 1 year anniversary of Ashe Wrestling. Just being able to say that is a beautiful thing. Darius Lockhart, thank you for coming through. Appreciate you. And we'll talk soon.
Absolutely. We'll talk soon, brother. Thank you.
Bad. God damn. I'm sorry. That was I'll say this. StreamYard don't make it easy to transition out of Yameen's. But I'm shouts to people for sticking around for this. For me, loud talking and being nonsense around pro wrestlers. Shout out to Darius Lockhart. Shout out to DDM.
It's morning.
Actually, wait, chat. DDM birthday is Monday?
Yeah. It's Monday.
He turning
I'm turning
55 years old. 55, matter of fact, 55 years old. No.
I heard a new record.
Is that the Keith Lee sushi?
Is that the Keith Lee sushi is funny?
Oh, that's a banana.
That may be the name of the episode.
I was trying to keep it cute and not eat this banana on screen. I've been trying. Don't start.
Because you're going to lose.
Don't start.
Shout out Darius Lockhart. Appreciate you for dropping all the. There's a couple exclusives in there. Y'all ain't know about no Ashe women's title coming soon. Y'all ain't know about a couple things in there. The full. If y'all want to rewatch that tomorrow, it'll drop on the YouTube tomorrow. Is Math 55? Math is 56. For those keeping score, Math is older than dirt. McGirt.
Math is aging before our eyes as we watch this game.
Look at him. Wait, what's the score? I don't know what's going on.
7-3.
What's this?
Steelers.
Yes, Browns losing.
DDM is hoping for a tie.
We are at that stage, huh? That them playoff conversations is like right there, right? Matter of fact, wait, do I still have the Yamin up?
Yo, why don't y'all hit the super chat for Dad birthday?
I don't. Yeah, no, for real. His birthday is. He turned old.
Not really. I will be the bitch dyeing my hair until infinity.
Wait, what?
I will dye the fuck out this beard.
Yo, you know what? I've been lately just noticing. I never noticed. Like, I don't know stuff. I don't know when like women are wearing wigs. I don't know.
Right, I'm with you on this.
That stuff.
How the fuck can't you?
I don't know. I just don't be knowing.
I'll be paying attention.
It looked like a new era.
Sometimes yes, sometimes no.
Yes,
but I
agree.
I also never knew when dudes like,
the wig was on the tilt. It's crazy.
When old niggas was dyeing their beard.
Right.
Like I never noticed it, right? But I can't go that specific. There's a guy at my job who
yeah, you are not your cousin. You are not your cousin.
Absolutely
I'm sorry.
But there's a guy at my job who he's black, right? And he's younger, like he looks younger than his age.
Okay.
But his beard is gray, right? Or he's got gray in his beard. And I didn't until someone told me he was obviously dyeing his beard, right? But then when I started noticing it, now I notice when anyone's dyeing their beard, especially if they're dyeing it because it's gray.
Right.
Because like when it's like when you used to turn the sharpness up on the TV all the way, like when you had one of them old school TVs, it's like a white line that starts to occur when the hair stuck. I'm like, yo,
yeah, it looked like Photoshop.
That looks terrible. Now it looks really, really bad.
DK in the chat said when that beard got a tint of blue.
Oh, they went too dark with it. They went
just
too
a little,
dark with it.
It's so black it's blue.
Ain't just for minute.
That Beijing, shout out.
But
Vaughn.
yeah,
Mercedes wigs is crazy. I'm sorry.
Outstanding.
You learning now.
I'm sorry. That's what they said in the chat.
Learning.
That's the chat, yeah.
That's what they said in the chat.
It is. How many are crazy? It's laughable at this point, man. It's time to hang it out. She needs a refund.
It's not Meg said it's not me. It's not me. They said it in the chat. But I mean, I think fact
is terrible too. No shade, Joey. You right about that.
Sometimes facts are facts. Zelene, it's all color. I'm sorry.
This is yo, I want to be honest. I think this is an unrealistic expectation.
For Athena or for women in general?
Wrestlers, no. Wrestlers in general are nerds. Like,
true.
Most wrestlers ain't cool people.
Most you gotta have a bad wig.
Most wrestlers ain't slick niggas.
Shout out DKD. Hold on.
Any wrestler that you see that's a slick nigga is an exception to the rule.
Math. When I talked to Michael Oku, and because he from over there, he from across. I was like, "What type of music you listen to?" He was like, "Yo, I listen to wrestling music." He said, I don't. He said, matter of fact, he said, I don't know if it's because I'm a wrestler or because I'm a wrestling fan, but like my playlist is dominated with wrestling music because like I think a lot it's wrestling first.
I understand that, but it's also look.
What you mean? Wait, what you mean? Break that down.
Pro wrestling goes. These could be nerds.
Nerd niggas.
You know what I mean? They may not know how to put together an outfit.
Nerds?
But they know that pro wrestling is about look.
So as long as they nail the look?
I would assume that you have a bad wig on.
Yeah.
No.
I gotta start pulling up photos
because you're not an aesthetic person outside. If you didn't grow up knowing, it's not like they were like, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna try to save $17. That's not what they doing. They don't know no better.
No, but you know what's a bad look. Just because you may not know.
I think that's a bad assumption.
Why?
Wait,
because she wouldn't. Yo, these niggas would not come out like that if they thought it was a bad look.
Well, Math. I mean, what's the question we always ask? Though it's like who raised them? Who's the OG?
Probably some other goofy wrestler.
I mean, not because there's a conversation about black wrestlers in pro wrestling that we'll have after we run the intro and everything. I hate to pull up the photos. I may have to. There's photos of Ricochet from like back in the day where like somebody flat ironed his hair.
Correct.
Now, you being you, if you knew you had as much hair as Ricochet had at that time, you know that if you flat iron that hair, that's not going to be a good look.
It's not a good look.
He didn't have anybody in his life to be like, hey, bruh, you might want to cornrow. You know, you could do some stuff with that instead of flat iron the hair and let it hang like a piece of drapes.
Yo, WWE just put a video out today. Like I'm talking hours ago. Like it was nighttime.
I didn't see it.
They just put this video out where they were going up to wrestlers and having them sign pictures that was a bad look for like they started.
For back in the day, that's a trend. That's a trend online. Yeah.
It was. They took Punishment Martinez. They gave this nigga a picture of Punishment Martinez, and he was like, "Oh God, I'm not signing that."
Yeah. They always throw him in the trash and shit. Yeah.
I was like, if you sneeze right now real hard, you probably still look like it. But like,
I think this is all an excuse because at the end of the day, as a musician, as artists. A musician is not graded just on if they made a great record. The music business just doesn't work like that. The acting business doesn't work like that. Wrestling is entertainment. And at the end of the day, if you want to be an entertainment, no matter what form it is, even tennis players are putting effort into their aesthetic. Y'all are on TV every week in some cases, on national programming. There are plenty of YouTube tutorials. There are kids who are 15 years old who know how to do a good beat. it's no excuse anymore. It's not 1995. It's not.
I'm gonna be honest.
Did he talk about beating your face? Like,
but listen, I saw, and I'll give you a perfect example, of not being that cool. The big three was in the ring together, right?
Who?
The big three.
Amils.
Who?
Bianca, Jade, and
the literal
and
big
Naomi,
three.
right?
Literal big three. Gotcha.
Big three, and then it's commercial break, and they all dancing to the music, and they all trying to dance.
Right.
The former cheerleader, right?
Uh-huh.
The amazing athlete, one of my favorite women wrestlers of all time. All I'm pulling out dancers, and Naomi, who we all love.
Yes. Shout out.
Pulls out the goddamn heel toe from 2005.
Uno.
And I was like, I get it. She a wrestler, my nigga. She is away from. She is out of the cool. Out of what's cool. She is in that wrestling bubble. She's not in the cool bubble.
No.
Y'all talk about it with God dang it. We just seen it in the middle on the screen right there. God dang it.
My fault. Bianca?
Yeah, Bianca. Y'all talk about it with Bianca all day. Is she do too much? It's a little country. It's a little lot of touch.
No.
It's the same. It just is above the hairline.
I don't know if we've had that conversation on the pod. That's what's funny. That's what's funny.
No, go ahead, Dad. Go ahead, Dad.
I think it's one thing to have a certain character. It's another thing to just be inherently tacky and just not paying attention. And the Japanese girls sit everybody down every time, because whether they're in character or out, Io, Asuka, and Kairi are together. Their hair dye jobs are together. Look at this. Out of all of them, Io is the most now, the most fashion, and the most forward. She does not look tacky. She looks like how Gen Zers I see at clubs now.
I was gonna say she looked like niggas that was at Complex Con. Like that's the look.
Wait. She has that on because she's not built like the other three.
You're not wrong, but because she's not built like them, she got to dress a certain way, and she's.
Give that like last week. I mean, on NXT this week, she had on like the kind of like sorority girl kind of look, and it still looked cute. Yeah. Like you guys are on national TV. Y'all have been shooting in some fashion magazines and some good ones too. Like Jada Parker looks pretty decent, but Jada's also younger too. Outside of clothes. They're either you're gonna do one or two things.
You said outside of clothes?
I mean outside of wrestling.
Oh, okay.
Either you're gonna do one or two things. You're gonna hire a stylist because you understand, and that's the thing. Like certain people understand that to elevate their brands, you need to take it a certain place.
This for your birthday.
Your birthday.
Oh, thank you, Cal. I appreciate it, sweetheart.
Shout out, Cal.
And Julia looked good too. Julia outside of wrestling, it be together.
Julia be looking good.
I mean, Jade.
Put together.
Jade looks nice within her character. I just don't like the Jade with them black short heels. Some of these looks, you need a higher heel, but I understand. Like the heels lower the outfit. But making the excuse of y'all are wrestlers, y'all are in a multi-billion-dollar company. Y'all are now going to UFC fights. Y'all are on the big screen. So somebody needs to invest in something.
Wait. All right. This is I'm not trying to stop a conversation. You know, the problem is I looked at how long we've been recording. I was just I didn't realize it had been almost an hour since we had been recorded. So I'm gonna hit the intro, and we're gonna get into this show so we can get out of this show because It is definitely
God
still.
damn
Why can't I find the damn intro? Wait.
That's my bad. That is my bad. I moved things over.
Everything is good. Here we go. I'm good.
Greetings, wrestling fans, and welcome to another action-packed card of All-Star Wrestling.
Welcome back to the Black Rasslin Podcast. If you've been watching for about 59 or so odd minutes, or listening if you on the streaming services, not only do you know that Ashe got a show coming up in a couple weeks where they crowning their first men's champion, but you know that at least between the four of us, God is clearly still working on us. As always, it's your boy Cal. I ain't got no title. I ain't got nothing but a podcast and a dream, and I ain't got no. I'm shut up. As y'all saw, the squad was on the line. Brother DDM, birthday boy.
Hey, what's going on, y'all? It's DDM, the ESPFBR page. I'm going to be in New York tomorrow for a day.
Word?
Yeah, I'm going to be in New York, having a good old time with Silver Fox.
Talk about it.
No,
brother, champ.
IlFam79 on your social media choice. I was in the car today, and I realized I'm still mad. That's all. Still mad. Yeah, I got some questions. I'm still mad, yo.
I guess we'll talk about that in a sec. But Matthew, what time? Just watch.
It's dang time. It ain't about the title, it's who you body to get it. That's all I got.
Jesus Christ.
Damon.
I respect
Damon.
it. Shout out, before we get anything,
Damon, nigga.
the homegirl, Aji Koma. I hope I didn't butcher your name. The homegirl that's Didi, remember when she sang the song before?
Yeah.
She dropped, if you go to her YouTube, she dropped a whole acoustic concert the other day. Like maybe like yesterday, sometime this week. It's like a half hour.
Yeah.
If after we do our thing, go to her YouTube, and if you want to, chill out before you go to bed, whatever. Hey, shout out the squad, man.
Shut up.
Real recognize real. Wait, brother Fan, was there something you
No.
Are you sure?
I'm just still mad.
Still
I'm
mad.
just trying to act right. Just I don't sit with me. You know what I'm saying?
All right. So
Hold on, Cal. Can we do, because Dora's in the chat. She always want a nail check from Dap. Can we do a nail check, Dap?
yes, your birthday boy. Oh shit! Is it toadstools?
Yeah, 1984.
Boo 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 boo.
And then I got Karen's hearts.
Boom, 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 boom.
Oh wow! With the pals.
Yeah, with the Keith Haring.
I ain't gonna
Shout out. You just randomly did the Keith Haring? Like that was just something because the synergy is crazy.
Well, this is 1984.
Right.
All 3D custom. And then I wanted this is all 80s
iconography.
Yeah. Of course, yeah.
And then Keith Haring has a special place in my
He's my
heart.
favorite artist, man.
He's iconic. He's one of the girls. He's one of my people.
Rest in peace, Keith Haring. Well, that's the thing. When I saw this, and the conversation was Darius Lockhart. What's the inspiration? Like I had to know
I
because
Keith Haring. You said Tribe Called Quest.
I'm black and I know what Ashe is, so I asked Tribe Called Quest. The fact that he said Keith Haring is like, yes, thank you.
That was the first thing that came to my mind was Keith.
I'm glad he said it. I'm glad he said it.
Yeah, I was thinking the Christmas albums.
Either way, design of the belt, tournament, women's title, Darius Carter, all of it.
Keith Haring is my favorite. That's my screen saver, all that shit.
He was a gorilla. He was just on the train like, hey, watch this.
Yeah.
Fuck y'all.
Fire.
Put that art up.
And he
Nope.
liked Black men too.
Did he?
Yeah.
You like what?
He liked Black men too.
Yeah. I mean, shit.
I know he did art in like Jordans. That's all I really knew.
Mm-hmm.
Did he like Jordans?
Yeah.
I thought he was gone by then.
No.
The first
No.
debuted in 1984, I believe.
He was wearing Jordans. They was all wearing Jordans. Him, Bret Hart, they was all wearing Jordans. Megadeth, they was all wearing Jordans. Remember, that was the shoe. That was the Croc.
The skate shoe.
That was the Panda. That was the, like, they if you didn't have Jordans, what was you doing? Yeah. Niggas was dying.
Yeah.
No, we know that. They were dying out our way, nigga.
That's what I'm saying. Like, if multiple niggas is dying for new shoes, the white boys got them on. No disrespect to Keith Haring, but like, at a certain point, that's the shoe to wear. I heard about him in the news. I seen Michael Jordan on the thing. It's just the shoe to wear.
I don't like Warhol.
I don't.
I'm a big Romare Bearden fan.
Who?
Thank you.
Romare Bearden.
I'm not up on Romare Bearden. Mm-hmm. I'm not up.
And of course, Dali, Salvador Dali.
Oh, you talking OG? You talking Quincy Jones right now?
Yeah.
I like stuff that expands your mind, or the things that Kehinde Wiley is one of my favorite current artists. I love his work. I would love a personal Kehinde Wiley portrait. That would be amazing.
Who are you talking to right now?
He does
Sierra.
You said who?
Sierra.
He does the
He paints black people in traditional.
That's what I was about to like the Cosby Show.
Yeah.
No, but like, because you said you would want one. Like, who's buying? Like, because I'm assuming that shit is like, geez.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It depends on.
Wally is expensive because he
depends on the size.
Yeah. Well, he's expensive either way. Like Kehinde Wiley is in the Smithsonian, so it's not going to be. It's one of those things where when I get the coin and I'm going to speak that into existence, I will get the coin. It's given Kehinde. I need where am I meeting you at so we can do the self portrait because I need to believe it.
Are you gonna have your nails done in the portrait?
Absolutely, that's a signature. I did a photo shoot for my birthday. I did 3 looks. I did 1 boudoir look. So, and I did one portrait and 1 half fashion.
So
themes.
Yeah.
Where were these shot?
Oh, shot in Baltimore here. This photographer Tyrone Wilkins, who I've known for 15 years, he's amazing. He shoots for fashion mags and things like that. I wanted something that was going to last me and that had like a nice timeless feel.
Did he give you the ideas, like the three different shoots? Were those his ideas, or did you come with something?
Oh no, I used to be a photographer's assistant for 3 years. So I used to teach girls how to pose. I used to style them. I did that we shot for Sister to Sister, Double XL, Marie Claire, L. So that's just part of my background. And also to being a plus size person, and not having people know how to shoot me or style me, you have to learn those things. So when you run into a bigger person who understands their measurements, their how they should look, their proportions and things like that, that comes with a lot of work. I can look at a garment and tell it's not going to work for me just from eyeing it, from the material, the stretch of the fabric, the construction. I just know.
I think. What you about to say, Mav?
I was gonna say, does he have do we get to see a sample of this shoot?
Oh yeah.
Right now, nigga.
Oh well, I don't have it. I would have to send Kyle a screenshot.
God damn it! Share your screen.
While if you could share DM.
How do I do that? Like,
IG DM whatever you got.
You know everything, but you don't know how to share your screen.
Send it over Instagram to me.
so it's not on Instagram. So I'm gonna take a screenshot and then Instagram it to you.
Whatever works. While you're doing that, there's an interesting conversation you having right there. We're talking about how people kind of know how to work you. I ain't got it yet.
Share your boudoir is what Vinny
I'm not
said.
sharing that because y'all not gonna play with me.
I wanted to kind of trick because I wanted to transition in a little bit. No. And talking about people like, refining their look and being presentable for the people. Because there was a conversation. I think we're going to start here. There was a conversation online the other day. Apparently, the WWE backstage, the Steelers did something. WWE backstage are really into B-Fab. The other night, she was in a 3-woman match. It was her.
And she did good.
Was it Candice LeRae and Bailey?
Mm-hmm.
I think it was her, Candice LeRae and Bailey.
Her Candice LeRae Bailey.
She lost the match, but her being on TV apparently made a lot of people realize we've been seeing that she's been at the Dungeon 2.0 with Natalia working on it. As a lot of people been seeing on her IG, she ain't no slouch when it comes to cutting a promo. I'm not saying she's like the top tier right now, but if you go to her Instagram and see the promos that she's been cutting, you can tell kind of why they position her where they are with where she is with the Street Profits.
She came in. B-Fab came in as I want to say she was an athlete, a collegiate athlete.
She's like a whole like jujitsu or something. Like she's got fighting.
But she was regarded high when she came in.
It's a reason why they picked her. Yeah.
The year that she came in, are you fucking kidding me?
Here he go.
I'm sorry.
No, you good.
The year that she came in, she was highly regarded, right?
Right.
And it was like they gave up. It was like they just gave up on her. She needed some work.
She was young, very green.
But it was just like they gave up, and nothing ever came because she was if I'm not mistaken, she was in a class with AQA, right?
I'd have to check, but probably.
And I feel like there were a few other people who were more polished than she was, and they just stopped. They just stopped whatever they were doing with her. Right. And then you had class after class after class of more polished individuals, and she just fell by the wayside. And then putting her with in these stories that never went anywhere, it was just like, you know what I mean? F it. But it's been people championing her in the ring for a while, like AJ Francis. He's been talking about her for forever.
Fact.
You know what I'm saying? And it was just like she never really got a shot. And when it was out the blue, this last week was completely out the blue.
It was random.
Expected this to happen.
She got booked for that match, and it honestly, I'm sorry to cut you off, but it felt like I'm glad they put her in a match because she's been with the Street Profits at the ring, whatever, for months. Like, I'm glad they got her wrestling. And timeline, it felt like people was really feeling what was going on in the ring. But the report is that let me get I don't want to say the official word, but they're saying that a number of staff and talent were watching the match backstage, and she's gained a reputation as working hard to improve, her work in ring. Which, again, if you've been watching online and seeing,
she's been doing this shit on her own.
We've been seeing it.
Yeah, she's putting in the work to, You know what I mean? To get to where she is. Like, yeah, you should be championing that.
But this is also like I feel like this may have been the first time she had like a match on TV since we started seeing her do that work, right?
Correct.
So is this a happy accident, or is this someone noticing her?
I think it's a happy accident. I feel like because it sounds like when the reports that came out weren't like we just discovered that Shorty is dope. It's like it's like here's an emphasis on what y'all saw on TV. Like it's not just that was a fluke. Like she's been improving for a minute. Like it sounds like there's like the progress report has been over the last couple of months. But I think for the people at home, because I can't I'd have to look. I'll look on Cage Match in a second. I can't think of the last time I saw her wrestle. Maybe WrestleMania when they had the women involved in the match with Judgment Day or whatever. Not Judgment Day, Final Testament or whatever. Like that may have been it.
It was weird because I felt like she needed to, like, I felt like she saw those eyes on her, and then when they talked to her, she kind of tried to move the gaze back to her and the Prophets as a whole and what their character change is about to be. I mean, I think I said it on here, but more, I think I might have more so said in the chat is I know a lot of folks are like break the Prophets up and free Montez and all this. I actually see it better if they do HBK, Diesel, and Sherry with them. You know what I'm saying? As in like Montez is Sean, of course, Dawkins is Diesel, and Sherry is B-Fab. But if B-Fab can wrestle, she can actually add an extra you know what I'm saying? She can add an extra layer to what that faction could be.
Yeah. I never really thought, like, she never, I don't recall hearing her on the microphone, and I don't recall her getting a lot of reps in the ring. So I don't fucking know.
I think it's actually a good thing that this is happening the way that it is, because and I think about Lash Legend too. Some girls you just don't get to see. Electra Lopez is the same way. You just don't see any of these girls in a ring capacity. And I think that might be a good thing, because maybe they may say, oh, these girls could be, main roster, like, players, and we don't want to wear them out per se, or, some people, everybody's route is different, and maybe they're not going to do the NXT thing in the same way that everybody else does, right? I thought B-Fab did good. Watching the match, I was pleasantly surprised because I haven't really seen anything from her. So I was pleasantly surprised when I watched it. And I like her body, not that means anything, but she has a tall physique. It's different, and her swagger is different. She has a different type of swagger that I think is fresh, and I don't see it often. I'm tired of the red braids, but
that's what I was gonna say. It was more the look that was the issue.
It's something about her, like the way that she carried herself. That's just a little different. And
she had a promo on socials this week too, and this is, for me, I noticed her from that because I noticed, like, her voice is dope, right? So, like, I'm like, oh, she could do more, and like she can do, like I said, everything that I said I would like to see for her and the Prophets, but she could do her own thing as well. Like, I think hopefully, like, this week, I think we're seeing the beginning of something, and I think it's dope.
Yeah, I think, well, that coupled with the Street Profits had a whole tag title match that got destroyed by what's the name?
That's ass by Ciampa.
Ciampa ass in the weak ass Timberlands that he had on. Like, and
The boneless Timbs.
He had them boneless Timbs on for real. Shout out to thank you, DDM. Shout out to Jermaine for putting that piece together about Montez, because it was a situation where we're trying to figure out not just what's going on with someone like B-Fab, but what's going on with the Prophets. Really, what's going on with black folks in general. Like, it's been too much. 5-6 years since they've held a world, maybe 7 years. I forget what the exact time frame is since they've held a world tag title.
It hasn't been 7 years because when I first started watching wrestling, I think they had the belt at that time.
It's been like 6.
It's been DDM. There was 1 year where New Day held a tag title for the one show, and the Street Profits held the tag title for the other show, and they did the draft, and the two tag teams switched shows, so they literally handed the titles over. They're like, "Oh, we're the tag champs for this one show, but we're on the other show. Here, take our titles. Y'all take y'all titles." Like, that's all it was. Like, it was they've done a lot of shit that a lot of shit they wouldn't do for MCMG and some of these other tag teams where they feel like they're reputable, which I think kind of blends into. It's been 4 years. Thank you, Megs.
Megs said 4.
Shout out.
I remember them saying it when they had the
Nigga, what the fuck is that?
That's Frosted Flakes.
Frosted Flakes. I like to eat them dry.
I respect that. I don't like milk,
But
so
they don't like it.
I don't.
Never mind.
Not dry. Not dry.
So all right.
No,
all right.
not dry.
All right. So I'm gonna preface this by saying this Saturday, AEW Full Gear is in New Jersey. And because of I'm saying that because Tony Khan has been outside talking a lot. There was a conversation. Jesus Christ, Vin Forte. If you want to know what Vin Forte be talking about, Bulls in the China Shop, patreon.com/Black Rasslin. Pay that 1, pay that 10. If you're listening right now, don't even know what the hell I'm talking about, youtube.com/Black Rasslin, 8:35 p.m. Eastern Standard Time every Thursday. We dropping live. You already know the vibe. Shit, what was I talking about?
Munching Tony dry.
Shut up. What?
Huh?
What? No. All right. Tony Khan was on CHGO. Is that Chicago Sports? I don't know. I don't know this show, but there's a brother named Big Dave who is one of the hosts over there that was talking to Tony Khan during this interview, and he shouted out the success of black wrestlers like the Hurt Syndicate, Ricochet, and Leo Rush are having in AEW. And he said, as a black man, he asked TK if that was a conscious choice that Tony Khan had, or if that was something that happened organically. And Tony Khan said, "I think that these are all some of the best wrestlers in AEW you just named. We're lucky to have these stars, and we have some of the top black wrestlers in the world are in AEW." I don't want to say is he wrong, but wait.
Some of the top black wrestlers are in AEW wrestling.
Well, all right. I mean, I'm gonna preface the preface by saying this conversation immediately enters like tribalism, because I can't think of AEW has the best wrestlers in wrestling or black wrestlers in wrestling right now and not think, wait, who's in WWE? But like, who's in it's the Hurt Syndicate, which is Bobby Lashley, MVP Shelton Benjamin. You've got Leo Rush. You've got number 52. You've got Willow Nightingale, Mercedes Moné. You've got, are we counting our ROH as well?
I would assume so.
You've got AR Fox. You've got you got Brian
100.
Keefe.
You got the
You got
infantry.
100.
You got the infantry. You got Athena.
got,
Queen Aminata. You got what's my girl's name? Red Velvet.
I don't know if Red Velvet counts as black.
All right.
I mean, it depends on who you ask, but
Why Sean what?
Because I don't think she.
Hobbs, Powerhouse Hobbs. Shout out Megs.
good job, Cal.
You got Ricky Starks. And the problem is Ricky Starks been making more noise because he's gonna be in House of Glory next month. He's actually been making a couple of announcements outside. Khan, you got the brother Khan in there. There's a lot going on. There's a lot going on in AEW in terms of black people.
But you care about a lot of these people. That's the question.
All right, what
you can say? Oh, I've got a bunch of black people, but I mean, do we care?
Well, let's.
That
No shade. I don't trust shit Tony Khan saying, because after he did the LGBTQ delegation parading them out before he got up there, how he did Sonny and what's my
Nyla.
girl name? Nyla and all that. I'm like, girl, this is a very, moment driven business, and I receive and understand that. But Tony, this is cute what you're saying. How many of them got a storyline? How of them outside of Swerve? How many of them got a real storyline, got a real push, got a real thing? You got a lot of niggas on your show, but what is the niggas doing?
Right. Well, and I think it's
a lot of those folks. It's funny. A lot of those folks, even like down to like Aminata is moving.
Word.
I mean, you obviously like the Hurt Syndicate is moving.
Cheeseburger.
Hey, somebody boot Cal out the chat. He definitely served Cheeseburger up.
We'll talk about it.
Lashley thought that nigga was a real cheeseburger.
You put Cheeseburger on a tray, son. No bullshit. He put him on a tray. You remember when you used to walk around? What was that? That was Popeye's man that used to eat them burgers all the time, right?
All right. Before we get deeper into this conversation, when they said Bobby Lashley was fighting two people, I said, "Oh shit, he about to fuck somebody up." When one of them people was when those people was Cheeseburger, I said, "God damn." I couldn't help it. Matter of fact, when the way he started manhandling, I was like,
Shit. God damn it. Shit. The fuck?
"It's bad, man. It's really bad what they did to Trenton's Finest." But on the flip side, obviously, I have to think, what's WWE got? They got the big three: Bianca, Jade, Naomi. They got the Street Profits, Montez and Angelo Dawkins.
You got the greatest tag team ever, the New Day.
You got Kofi Kingston. You got Xavier Woods.
You got Lash and Jakara.
The whole NXT.
Lash and Jakara, Jada Parker, Kalani Jordan. You got Carmelo Hayes. You got Trick Williams. Omos?
Nah, Omos don't really count.
Yeah.
He wanted a possible? He's the possible?
I don't know. I just feel like when you gotta say we have the black wrestlers as a non-black person in a wrestling company, what is that saying to me? When you have
He was asked.
He was asked, but keep going.
I mean, I'm starting to learn as I learn more about this business that at the end of the day, you will only get as far as what you own. And
Obafemi.
And yeah. And I don't know. Like Tony Khan, he don't do it for me personally. And like,
true.
The more I see him, the more you're becoming who you were so against and you used to talk about. If you want to become like those people, at least make the business moves like them people. You know what I'm saying? Like you don't I don't know. I try not to talk about Tony Khan and AEW because I just get disgusted because I saw the trajectory that they was on and then they shit the bed.
Word.
So I think Tony Khan suffers from being easy to not like. Right? So I feel like he had a point. Like, first of all, he's supposed to feel that way, right?
Yeah,
like he's supposed to feel like I got the best dogs out here, and yes, my black wrestlers are the best black wrestlers in the world, right? That's what he's supposed to feel like.
He said my black wrestling, the best rep black wrestling.
Yeah, not the niggas I own. You know what I'm saying? Y'all seen Django. So, but but Tony Khan suffers from being easy not to like. What he said, I think he was speaking to usage, spots on the card, and like, you know what I'm saying? He just had a black world champion that he can tout. So in the context of the question that he was asked, he had a point. Like he's supposed to feel that way. And I will say his answer wasn't far-fetched. No matter, because everybody's gonna feel, who's used this way and that way, but everybody's gonna feel the way they're gonna feel. But he had validity to what he said. It's not like it's one nigga on this roster and he only used one nigga and he was being ridiculous in that way.
Right. Well, go ahead, man.
No, I'm just saying because he only used one nigga.
Nah, it's at least 5 at the top of the card right now.
No.
The fact that you got to send a count, people let me know everything I need to know.
What? Who's the 5?
So it will be Hurt Business, Swerve. It would be Hurt Business, Swerve, and Athena.
Athena on TV now. They finally gave her TV time.
The only person that was getting use for the last year was number 52. He was the only one getting used. Do remember you had Private Party since the inception of AEW.
They've been moving lately.
You had
they're the current tag champions. They're the current tag champions.
You've been had Hobbs out there. You had the whole AEW Dark was with jobbers.
Wait, but brother Matt, you ain't got to go that far away because Ricky Starks is in House of Glory. Mm-hmm. I don't know last time I saw. I can look on Cage Match. I don't know last time I saw him at AEW, but he gonna be House of Glory soon. Like there's a lot underneath that. We got the best black wrestlers going on in the business situation. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
He cooled the Acclaim down.
Mm-hmm. Well, again.
Ricochet went up.
This Saturday, Matt, hold on one sec. This Saturday, Full Gear is in Jersey. I mean, because a lot of we could do it both. We could go how many black folks is on the WWE show versus how many black folks on the AEW show. I mean, right now,
I'm happy they're getting shine.
Love to see black. I always rooting for the black folks. It's the Acclaimed. Mm-hmm. It's Mercedes Moné, and then it's number 52 and Bobby Lashley. Like that's really it.
It's Private Party and the Acclaim in one match.
My fault. Private Party is in there as well, and they're defending their titles.
Yeah,
and I mean, we just finished having a conversation about 5-match pay-per-views, and when was the last time black people were used over in WWE? So, that's what all this stuff is. It's all contextual, right? Because that question was probably asked because of that uproar, the fake internet outrage.
One of the last big ones was Bad Blood being in the mecca of hip hop of Atlanta, and there only being so many black people on the WWE card in Atlanta. But Bianca, Jade, all these Metro Boom, everybody backstage. But nobody's really wrestling on the card. DDM, wipe your beer.
Oh, sorry.
What you got?
Other side. There you go.
You got.
It's them frosted flakes. But there's some truth to both sides. Mm-hmm. But I don't think either's again. After having a conversation earlier this week with Darius Lockhart. It's hard for me to have a conversation about what the mainstream is doing for black folks when, niggas ain't even worrying about Ashe. They're not worrying about Fight Club. There's a lot of I don't want to say all black, but pro-black, or like a lot of black people being on your card on a regular basis, promotions that people ain't even looking for
at all.
Put the money there first, and then talk to me about who's on your cards in Saudi Arabia or on your pay-per-view cards for these mainstream shows. Because it's normally, this AEW card has got 9 matches on it. I don't know if it's going to be 9 matches by Saturday, and we're talking Thursday at 10 o'clock right now. Like it's. Black folks has always been getting shortchanged. It's a reason why Black Rasslin is what it is. But it's
still wrestling. It's still, now listen, whatever the opposite of FUBU is, right, is what pro wrestling is. Wrestling was not made for us or by us.
That's the name of the episode, the opposite of FUBU.
Hey, I like it. It sounds like a real abstract podcast name.
It's Ubuff.
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 But I feel like this is a thing, and we found out a couple Tuesdays ago. This ain't we here, but this ain't us, baby.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. We visited. We still the visitors. We ain't the home team. So our corner of the world loves to shake their fist at the man and this and that. But the reality is, it ain't ours. But we ready to take over.
Shit, that's weird. That is interesting, huh? That's the ill. I'm sorry. I feel like I'm being like. That's the ill part about tribalism, right? It's like niggas is It's like when you talk about people who are in gangs who are claiming blocks. Like, you don't own that pavement, you don't own that property, but you willing to die for it. Like that. I'm not saying WWE, AEW ain't looking out for you, but when you watch that show, how much of that show feels like you? But you're willing to put you in front of that show, like you're the shield for it. It's an interesting situation, which I can't agree with, again, with Ashe having 1 year anniversaries, and I really need y'all for all this black talk. Put y'all money in the Ashe, put y'all money in the Fight Club, put y'all money in the Fourth Rope, and any of these other black owned, black operated, black representing shows.
Reality of wrestling. Yep.
Think about how much of Roxanne Perez is y'all like illest NXT Women's Champion in a minute. Where'd she come from? Who was one of the first was WWE ID federations? I mean, but
they know.
They know.
Who was one of the best? Who was one of the, like, the early eyes of WWE before, in the beginning of what this WWID program should is going to end up being, was Mark Henry. So even that eye for talent for these people is a black man. So yeah, I mean,
facts.
They, you know what happens once they get a nigga. Listen, once they let the nigga with the hockey stick, it's gonna be more and more black people in hockey. So you already know what happens in pro wrestling once they see that success in the viability of black champions and black people with their proverbial ball. They're gonna have to keep handing it off.
Now let me ask. You're right, and I don't mean to like totally swerve, no pun intended, but let me ask you a question, because Meal said in the chat. They just added Ricochet to the card 30 minutes ago, so we're gonna get some more black representation on this show. Who's winning this match? Konosuke Takeshita, the AEW International Champion, or Ricochet?
Did you see the Ricochet quote this week?
What did he say?
He literally said he wanted to be the guy holding the ball. He wanted to be one running the ball. You can't make that comment and then come in here and lose to Takeshita.
Takeshita winning.
Shit.
Definitely winning.
Takeshita is winning, son.
I hold up. Let me look at the rest of this show, because the That's 10 matches on the card right now. I don't know.
You got the nigga from Costco wrestling.
He's in the pre-show. Big
Rizzler.
AJ.
Big U.
The Rizzler. Word up.
Big AJ. That nigga was a whole wrestler. I guess he was trying to be a wrestler. He's wrestling QT Marshall. Yeah, Big Boom AJ.
Yo, Big Justice sound like somebody from the hub.
Big Justice, shut up. Big Justice is his son.
Yeah.
Oh, is it?
Yes.
That's the little boy nigga.
Big Boom AJ is the dad. Big Justice is his son. And the Rizzler is the son's little friend.
Yo, the Rizzler is crazy.
The Rizzler
The
is ridiculous because
Word up.
I don't know how much of the Rizzler is like, hey, I understand hip hop black shit trying to mac on girls. Like, I don't know how much of that is
the Rizzler.
the Rizzler, but he's a little, I shouldn't say little. That's a big little boy.
That's the name of the episode.
Yeah, that's a big little boy for real. Wait, that's is this the 1 week I can use a white person as the cover art for the show?
No.
No. No.
I appreciate the quick nose, the fucking Rizzler. But so they're gonna be adding Ricochet versus Takeshita to this card.
Yep.
I don't think Orange Cassidy's winning.
Nope.
Will Ospreay is probably beating his mans.
Yeah, I don't know about that one.
Do you think Daniel Garcia is winning the TNT title?
Yes.
Is Chris Statlander winning the TBS title?
No.
Private Party losing their titles?
No.
Yes.
Do you think that means Ricochet is going to be becoming an international champion
No.
on Saturday?
Hell no.
It doesn't look like it.
It would make more sense for what they've been doing. I mean, what's Takeshita doing?
Yeah.
But putting on good matches.
It would make more sense after Tony Khan says we have the best black wrestlers in black wrestling.
Is it Paducah's Finest wrestling in New Japan soon?
He is. Paducah's Finest. He's him and Kenny Omega have Japan.
Sean Tragedy. I got Private Party losing because
Private Party.
They just came off a long tag team title reign.
Wait, you got them losing to who? The Kings of the
I'm
Black
gonna go
Throne?
with Kings of the Black Throne.
Malachi Black's not won shit.
Ever.
This may be time.
The Outrunners are well over.
Outrunners winning that title Saturday means they losing it on Wednesday.
That's a fact. They wow over though.
They are super over.
Kings of Black Throne have never won anything, but they are the best tag team in
that match.
In this match.
Yeah.
And the acclaim is well done.
Yep.
Yeah.
It was enough. Like it ran its course.
They did what they were supposed to
sure.
do. After all, I still don't think Ricochet's winning that title.
No, he's not winning.
Ricochet probably gonna win.
He may win.
Party. I know, Vin. I know Private Party just got the titles. What I'm saying is the titles just came. They were just held for extremely long amount of time by Mo and Joe Buck.
And Joe.
The guy that responds to the internet pays attention to the internet.
Facts.
So he can't go and say that and see it move the way it moved, and you think
got Ricochet winning?
Probably so.
I could see it.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't even like Takis.
I do.
The thing is I'm scared because this is a 10th match that's not showed up on Wikipedia yet. This could be a 13 match show then.
God dang it.
They're not over adding matches, clearly.
No way.
They shot 2 episodes of Rampage the other night. The same night they shot a Dynamite. I don't know if they added anything. I saw spoilers of what the matches were. I don't know if they added any actual matches, but they could. It's a collision.
Yo, 10 matches is crazy.
It may be. They're normally 13. This ain't even the whole roster.
What I'm saying is, so you got Ospreay and Kyle Fletcher going 15 to 20 minutes.
Mariah May doesn't have a match.
That is true.
They have like her and Yamin have like a celebration or whatever.
Correct. So you got Ospreay and Kyle Fletcher gotta go at least 15 minutes. Moxley, Orange Cassidy gotta go at least 20 minutes.
Ospreay's not even defending his title. There's a lot not going. There's no Ring of Honor on this. There's a lot going on this show that
God bless you.
Has nothing to do with CMLL and AEW.
Look, this nigga done frosted himself out.
That's the frosted flake up there.
You know, I just have nothing nutritious to say when it comes to that.
I understand. No. I understand. I will say, speaking of black people in AEW, of course, they had to go to Trenton to make the shit pop. Bobby, I was about to do some work on Wednesday before Dynamite started, and literally right before they announced, I'm like, I got some stuff to do, and they said, "Hey, Bobby Lashley next." I waited through the commercial break, and I see fucking Joe Keys and Cheeseburger with the blonde faux hawk.
He don't look like Donald Glover to y'all.
A little bit.
Yeah.
Like he don't look like, but he reminds me of him.
That's a good point. That's actually a great point. He don't look like Donald Glover, but
he gives Donald Glover.
Fuck, 'cause I've been around both of them actually. Kinda. In person, they both they do kind of give shit. What's the best way to put this? Timid nigga.
I see it.
You know what I'm saying?
This is,
not that they're aloof, but like they're really like, you know, they really they want to see what's going on before they start interacting.
Could Cheeseburger be Paperboy's cousin?
Yeah. Probably. But a distant cousin, he's not. He could be. Paperboy would be like, yo, don't talk to that nigga. Paperboy's trying to get
that Paperboy.
Paperboy's trying to get Earn away from Cheeseburger because you know if Earn fuck around with Cheeseburger, Earn gonna go into the dark side. No disrespect to Cheeseburger.
I'm with you. I'm with you.
Cheeseburger got his ass kicked on Wednesday. I mean,
look at him.
Tried to make real ground beef out that nigga.
Bobby Lashley was all business. He beat both their ass. Sarah said Cheeseburger need to be given his flowers for how many people he's helped. Well, I'll say, and I tweeted this because when you see Bobby Lashley, it don't matter. So and Pepper's here. No, Bobby Lashley is in a situation. It's like, yo, when you talk about black people that wrestling fans want to see, Bobby Lashley one of them dudes.
Correct.
Put him in a 2-on-1 handicap match. It's like, all right, great. Bobby Lashley about to beat their ass. But they did it in Reading, Pennsylvania, which is like Cheeseburger territory, which is Ring of Honor territory. Like they were cheering for Cheeseburger to the point where Cheeseburger was doing shit and Bobby Lashley was like, sit down, nigga. They was like, boo. Like they really let Bobby Lashley be a heel, which I thought was good, even if he was destroying one of Trenton's finest.
Talk
about it.
I was never a Cheeseburger fan.
Why not?
I just never. You know what? I'm gonna say I wasn't a Cheeseburger fan because you were a Cheeseburger fan.
I'm sorry.
Whoever y'all like, I hate them.
I'm gonna preface it by saying,
goddamn,
that's factual. Until I saw, I think it might have been about six to 8 months ago. Our local news had a story on Cheeseburger.
Why?
And him teaching others pro wrestling, which was extremely interesting. I did not know this shit until recently. So when I'm like, oh shit, Cheeseburger is really one of them guys.
He been outside for a minute.
Yeah. See, Sierra where he seen it, and when I was like, oh shit, I knew he was outside because, for those that don't know, he was on the first BRP 50.
Yes, he was.
So you know what I mean. I knew Cheeseburger, but I never knew he was one of those people that gave back like he did. So I understand why the fuck they was booing Bobby Ashley for whipping one of the Redden's finest ass.
He was this neighborhood legend for real.
Yeah, he's definitely a legend.
A neighbor. Shit, hold up. Do I have that? I gotta have it, right?
When Cheeseburger changed his name, you know what I mean? What was his name? Burger Town? What the fuck was
World famous something?
Yeah, he was Cheeseburger. Then he was world famous. He was W something. But
World famous CB.
But in Red in PA.
That's right. I'm a neighborhood legend.
They know what time it is. Even though when he got his ass beat, it was.
Goddamn.
Fuck.
Shit. God damn it. Shit. The fuck?
That was really me.
It's every letter. Every letter of
shit.
Shit.
God
She's
damn it.
too young to know how to cuss that well.
The fuck?
Shit.
Grandma used to cuss at us the way she cut. We was too young to hear that kind of shit. You little pissy ass bastards. You know what I'm saying? Mother.
Goddamn.
Badass niggas. Like,
I'm sorry.
damn, Grandma. God bless her.
Shit.
That was you. Try to figure what the hell you did.
We was trying not to get beaten.
No, we was
like
trying not
it was
to get
funny to us, right? Like, so grandma would get the cussing and I'd be shook, but this dummy next to me would start laughing, right?
Sound about
so
right.
that I start laughing. And now I'm trying not to laugh
You gotta
to
hold
get
it
killed.
in. You got.
We're gonna get we're gonna get, like, cuz you gotta shut up.
Facts.
It's why I tell them shut up all the time now.
Oh shit.
All right. So we've gotten through a bunch of AEW stuff. We've gotten through a lot of AEW stuff. Right now for the men's.
Cal, I'm sorry.
No, it's fine.
I'm sorry. We've been talking wrestling for a long time. Too long.
No, well, what time is it? Go ahead.
Long.
You had something to say?
Yeah, it was this time when my cousin was making phone calls to the operator. And they sent the police out for us.
Wait, what?
Nothing. Go ahead, proceed.
Should we? I mean, before we get to, I mean, there's a couple of potpourri things, but should we
It's
talk?
a very quick story. It's a very quick story.
Before we get some bloodline, y'all got a story to tell? Hold on.
We were, cuz mother was doing laundry on Fort Meade.
I'm sorry, DD.
Oh no. Well, yeah.
He's showing his boudoir.
All right.
Oh no, I'm not showing my boudoir.
That's what Vince said.
Hey
That's
yo.
what Vin said.
Hey.
Private DM for me and that.
Wait, no. Story time. Go ahead.
So we on base and we're elementary school kids, right? And they're using this phrase at my school. I still don't, like, to this day, it was just something you said when something happened to somebody. You've been licked on. That's what niggas were saying. You've been licked on.
You've been licked on.
So we was at the army base and I was on the payphone calling 911 or the operator. I hope it was the operator and not 911. Calling the operator and telling her, you've been licked on. Click up.
You've been licked on in your tail.
I don't think I said that part.
You did. No, you did.
I don't remember saying that part.
Because I said it after you did.
I think you finished up with your old freestyle.
You've been licked on in your tail.
So you've been licked on. Click up.
Been licked
right?
on.
And we do this several times. And we are giggling. We are a giggling mess. Right? until the MPs rolled by.
The motherfucking military police pulled up on that bitch. Like, yo, who?
Oh my
But we had a
God.
little. It was a little white boy with us, so he started calling too. And they ain't say nothing to him, obviously.
Of course.
So that was the story. That was it.
Playing on these people's phone.
Absolutely.
I'm
They're
sorry.
not playing on the phone that you weren't paying for. I'm screaming.
It's facts are facts.
Niggas just
That
called
was
the operator.
painful.
Who knew the operator was free?
We
Who
just
knew that
picked
shit?
up the phone and pressed 0.
You just press
We just
zero.
gonna get somebody on there to tell it they've been licked on.
Yeah, you've been licked on in your tail.
Hey yo.
In your
Hey yo.
tail.
Nah. All right. There's no Mimi here, but I think we have to talk a little Bloodline business before we get out of here. Because this past Friday, it looks. I don't know if it's official, but they got 5 people on their team, right?
Yeah, added one boy. And
The Bronson Reed seems to be part of the New Line Cinema at this point.
Yeah,
I think it's a great move.
I think he fits more than Tammy Tonga and the
You don't like
Tonga.
Donnie Marlowe?
Neither one. You don't think none of Haku's kid? You better put some respect on Haku kid name.
No, I said that I think he looks like he fits more than they do.
Bronson Reed
Well,
does.
because he's Samoan, right?
He's
don't know.
Samoan. He's Samoan, but he's
Samoan.
from Australia.
Right.
Yeah.
He's not American. I don't know, and I'm not saying that to say that makes a difference. It's just he's not NOIE family or whatever you want to call it, whatever you want to say.
Right. He likes Samoa Joe.
Right.
The real Samoan Joe.
It's an ill look though. I mean, even looking at this, I didn't even think about just sitting looking at this photo. Like, it kind of makes sense.
Yeah,
Both of them got the outstretched arms. It just look right.
They need to be talk about
That don't
tag
look like
team
Sparks
champions.
back there.
Low key.
yeah, it look like Sparks.
Google Photos would probably say that was Emilio Sparks in the background. That's how close it is.
Sparks or the nigga from what was his name again? That was
the
on
dude.
Friends.
I don't remember.
David Schwimmer.
David Schwimmer. Look at Sparks.
That's some white people shit right there. I'm sorry. Nah, but does this immediately mean that Monday Seth Rollins has to be like, hey, I'm about to click up with y'all?
No,
What you mean? So who?
I think that no. Not immediately. I think that he shows up to the match. I don't think he makes it known that he's the 5th member.
Did
He
they
just
do,
said no again. He just said no again, like online or something.
Did they do that last year? What was the Survivor Series thing last year?
It was the Bloodline against Cody now.
CM Punk came out.
At the end.
What was that match?
I just told you.
What?
I'm trying to figure out the reason for Punk. Like Seth
Wait.
is the reason for the season.
Well, Seth is the reason for the season because of Bronson Reed.
Correct.
CM Punk is being brought up because you have to go back to before Paul Heyman got put through the table. That one show, because there was months where, or at least weeks where, Solo and them was terrorizing Paul Heyman.
That's right. It was Judgment Day. Pardon me. I'm
And
sorry.
Paul Heyman hit up CM Punk because they had that whole beginning of the episode of SmackDown. He was like, "Hey, I'm scared of these motherfuckers. I know if I call on you, I got to get out of here. But you my one lifeline or whatever the case may be." It didn't get settled that night. That may have been the night he got put out.
And nigga said the last thing he said was "Take me with you."
Take me with you.
Great.
It may be a situation because they said CM Punk is scheduled for December. One of them house shows is December 20. Is it the MSG show? We talked about it recently. I think it may be the MSG show.
The MSG show.
He
The
could
Holiday
return
House
there.
show.
Yeah. We I don't know for
His beef is with who?
his
Seth
beef.
Rollins.
His beef would be if if CM Punk is the 5th person on the Bloodline versus the New Line Cinema, I think his beef would be
Seth Rollins.
Solo Sikoa and y'all beat my homeboy ass, so I'm aligning with them to fuck y'all up.
Yeah, I think Heyman, if it's Punk, Heyman brings him back. Like he's there because of Heyman.
What makes more sense? Punk because of Heyman or Seth Rollins because of Bronson Reed?
Well, Seth, I mean, I feel like they make equal sense to me, but of course, the most recent is Seth, and most people want to see Seth, because if not, what's Seth doing? We don't need to see Punk. I think we need to see Seth.
I don't think you need to see Seth.
DDM.
Who
Who are you trying to see as the 5th person on the OG Bloodlines team for War Games next week?
Neither one of them.
Who would your choice be?
I don't know, surprise me, thrill me. If Paul Heyman not answering the phone and then he finally answered the phone, give me Brock Lesnar or something.
Oh shit.
Or something. Give me something. Like, how many times? Like, I want, give me something. Wow.
What if it was a new? Like, what if it was Hikuleu? Like somebody who's not a former star or whatever, but like somebody who is new and could be inserted into the whole.
I mean, that could work, but that's not going to be like
that won't wow you.
Wrestling fans, I mean,
Right.
to the people who follow wrestling, the real
Correct.
wrestling people, that'll be like, ooh. But to the average people at home, they're gonna be like, who the hell is this?
Word.
They can't just go in with 4.
They can't.
They probably should.
Realistically, it's not even going to look right if they just going with 4, because Bronson Reed been kicking Seth Rollins' ass,
Kicking his ass.
Jacob Fatu is a damn animal. I mean, the only 2 weak links is Solo is solid. The only 2 weak links is the Dodo brothers and one
Tammy and Landy.
Tammy and Donnie. But wait.
I think one of the Tongas is catching strays just because of the other one.
That's a fact.
Tammy's definitely catching strays. But the problem is
Tama's fine.
Tamatonga's fine, but he don't get to do much.
He can't do nothing because he got Landy holding him down.
It's too much ill shit.
Orlando.
Yeah, I mean, it's got to be somebody wild to me. The Hikuleo, whatever his name is, person, he would, to me, he's not, in my opinion, a pay-per-view Survivor Series debut. He could be. They can build him, but I just don't think people are going to be like, oh my god.
He's not a Rock debut during a Survivor Series match type motherfucker.
Yeah,
he's not a splash by name, but by aesthetic.
When they see him. Once he's able to get in the ring and be on TV,
I think that would be the only thing is you bring this. I don't think first of all, I don't think it's gonna happen, right?
No, you can't Undertaker somebody at the Survivor Series at this point.
But his aesthetic, this great, big, tall, like the women, like the way he look and all that, is like if women thought Elegante was cute and had more dexterity. And not a full paint, so not El Gigante at all.
I want to see him in the suit, yo.
El Gigante. Shout out to Spanish.
Ooh, I'm not mad at that. Rock the Icon. He said, "What if Paul show up with Oba?"
Oba Femi.
I think that's a stretch, but
I think that would make zero sense. It would be cool to see Oba in that spot, but
I think it's a stretch. I don't know. You gotta wow me. Like I need to be wild, and
is this wow?
I had that card, yo.
That's a wow.
I had this one too.
He got the Farouk shoulder pads.
Look at them knee pads, yo. Goddamn.
Yo, that is a full. That is pants. That's somebody's
yeah,
pants.
that's somebody's torso.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, look at shout out Paul Heyman.
Do you ever hear anybody talk about El Gigante? Rest in peace.
El Gigante.
They did not like working with him.
Shut
Nobody.
Up. It's a big face motherfucker.
Look at him. It look like George Muir song.
George Muir song. Remember he was in the Eminem video?
Big dumb ass. Look at him. He looked like Jerry. He looked like Jerry from J Bird.
I can't do it. I cannot do it. I'm sorry.
Jerry from Jaybird is crazy. His name
That
is
is-
Jerry Jones too.
But actually, all right.
Look, I'm the one dropping names.
I will say,
Yeah, but I'm saying it's Jerry Jones because there's a famous Jerry Jones.
brother, Math, you can't you can't look at nobody talking about they dropping more names than that. You've dropped at first, last four digits of social,
what
the
hood
fucking
they was from.
longitude and latitude head ass. Like, yeah, you've dropped all that shit. The screen grabs for $10 in the DM.
Sorry.
Check out Becky Sue.
I am who I am.
I know. That's why I don't
speaking
want
of
you
which,
to deny.
man, my last 2 haircuts from niggas that DM me money for telling them cuz real name.
Shout out Bart. Well, I forget the rapper I saw, but he said he was actually DDM. I'm gonna ask you, when you ask for features for like someone wants you feature on a record, it's always cash, or have you ever done like shit like they've had a skill that worked for you? And like I saw a rapper, he said he would do features for like 2 pistols and a pint of lean. Like, did you barter features or was always cash?
Rap
What
is
kind
just
of-
not a serious art form anymore.
It is not. It's for money.
It's just not. Who does that? Like, I mean, to me, it all
I gotta
You
find
might,
a
you
real.
might need a pistol.
it's the fame. I got 2 of them, so that's not doing nothing for me.
2 of
But
them.
I got
I'm
yeah.
talking about the people who need to feature. Who
I guess.
feature.
But to me, I mean, it's a fame game. The more famous you are, the more money you can command. If you're not famous, you paying somebody for a feature, or either they doing it as a favor, or it's just like, and quite frankly, like unless you're famous, it ain't really no damn like serious money in music, and that's no shade. Unless you're gonna be killing yourself on the road, and that's what you love to do. Like, why you think niggas is putting on wrestling matches and shit? Like, they ain't doing that shit because, like, if the music was,
If the music was paying,
like, y'all pay. Look at what y'all subscriptions and stuff give. Like, you pay $10 and you get unlimited music. How the hell you think you paying all them artists you listen to? Like, if you're doing music at this point, it's because you love it and you're using it for a commercial, for tours or merch. Like, the actual music itself, like, that shit is whack.
you know what? Low key. Shout out to Brother Fam. He had to take. He took a powder. That is kind of like thinking about the way that the WWE is moving with like Netflix and stuff, and how the business is going. You sound like you talking about indie wrestling versus WWE, AEW, whatever. Like at a certain point, if you're not the person that's able to be on USA, so you can then branch out into other stuff, you're the person that is wrestling from town to town, trying to make them connections to figure out whatever dollars you can get networking wise. Am I off base?
I don't think that's off base. I think when you are a gladiator in the arena, and to me, like if you're an entertainer, a rapper, you're a gladiator. If you're an actual wrestling talent, you're a gladiator. And when you are in that position, I don't give a fuck what nobody say. Motherfuckers do not want to be poor and keeping it real for the rest of their career. I don't give a fuck what nobody say. It's just not a fact. Nobody wants to break their body up. Nobody wants to throw their voice out for pennies for years because they kept it real. And when you meet a lot of them keep it real people, they not nice people. They not. They nasty. Their interviews are nasty. They're not nice people.
Are you nice, man?
No.
See, you're not nice to me.
Yeah.
Why would I be, nigga? You my brother.
You're not nice to lip gloss and ladders.
Yeah.
Man, check this out. For those of y'all, pardon me, Dad, because he done jumped into some shit. Right?
I'm sorry. I said some stuff that I needed to say. I'm sorry.
For those, I was gonna get to it anyway. For those of y'all who don't know, next week, the good folks of Black Rasslin will be beating the stuffing out of the wonderful women of Lip Gloss and Ladders. They will be coming on our show, hosted by Stat Guy Greg.
Salute
To Greg.
Shout out to good brother.
Our show night, our Thanksgiving show night. which is going to be our PLE picks plus Survivor Series trivia.
Right.
So we'll be doing our traditional PLE picks with lip gloss and ladders with Survivor Series trivia added. We're going to need y'all to tune in again. Go over there, check out the wonderful ladies from Lip Gloss and Ladders, so you can see whose ass we gonna be bussing prior to us busting their ass.
Facts. Shout out the PSA.
Thanksgiving night.
Thanksgiving night, 2024, next week.
Accurate.
Big accurate. That's
funny work. That's very funny.
So wait. Where the hell were we? Over the weekend, I mean, there was a lot going on this weekend. One thing we didn't even talk about, and I don't know if we need to talk about the Mike Tyson stuff, but Netflix has been making a lot of announcements, and one of the big ones was their moves towards January with Raw hitting Netflix in January. The first, I believe tickets are on sale now at the Intuit, the Chargers, not the Chargers, the Clippers Arena.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
I believe that's where the Clippers have been playing for, I guess, this past year.
No, it just opened.
I heard it. When I was in LA recently, they tried to act like it had been open for a minute, and I was like, no, it sounded like it just happened the other day.
It opened over the summer, if I'm not mistaken, for concerts and shit. But this is the first time that, you know what I mean, basketball has been played there.
Do I have the date written down? January 6, 2025.
Yep, of course.
I'm not trying to sound like a shill. This was announced earlier this week. WWE tweeted breaking Raw Netflix premiere will emanate from the Intuit Dome January 6th. Travis Scott apparently is going to be there live. I don't know what.
Dropping a new single, right?
It says special guest. I heard something about new music. I'm assuming it may be a performance. What is that? Is that a 2 hour like?
That's Insurrection Day.
January 6th. Fuck.
Yeah, that's why he said. That's why he said say it. That's why he said say the date.
You know what it is. My wrestling brain is brittle. I ain't been thinking about the rest of the world. So January 6th. Did Linda McMahon do that? y'all saying say the date? She just got announced for the her second time being with the Trump. I
see 5 in the bleeds. DKD.
Is that's them crip walking on niggas?
Yep.
For sure.
They better get all the money they can before they. I get it. They paying for. They in a renaissance right now. You're gonna pay for it.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta stack your money so that when
get
you
all of it.
Another law. You do it. It's just unfortunate for those people who help, keep the thing alive when it was
us.
Those people aren't going to be able to afford those tickets, and that's unfortunate.
I really been thinking about that though. Like
this, this isn't something that you can take your kids to. Like you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Just take your kids to a wrestling match, and that's really what it's about. That's how you create new generations, and not just rich ones based on kids whose parents were wealthy enough to afford it. A lot of the people who drive the culture of this are the kids who had to stay home because they couldn't go out. They were latchkey kids. These are the kids who don't, and those kids will not be able to go to these types of events because the price is just too astronomical now.
The dope shit about that is when we gonna come full circle is you got shit that's for us, like Ashe, like Cal was saying, like the house, like I was about to say the House of Glory, like Fourth Rope, like Fight Club, you know what I mean, Fight One, pardon me. You got those places that have individuals who look like us and is affordable for the motherfuckers who can't get out to see it.
Right.
And I think that's great. But I just know as a child, if I'm watching the Bloodline on TV.
You right.
I'm a child. I want to see Bloodline.
You right.
You don't want no
Right.
McDonald's at home.
Yeah,
Right.
That's what I want to say. And that's ultimately who this is for. We get on here, we do this every week, but this is for those young people who dare to dream and like a fantasy and want to see this stuff.
Right.
You know, and I think that gets lost in the money making aspect of it, the cultural aspect of it, the blogs, the websites, the YouTube channels, things like that. And I think sometimes you people lose sight of who this is really for and who really helped build it. And especially as it presents now. Now with Bruno San Martino and all them, that was a different time. But the iteration of what it is now is built off of kids who dared to dream. And I think it's unfortunate that those children just simply won't be able to go because it's not affordable.
Yeah. I mean, and the problem is I don't know what the answer is. It's just kind of like, hey, if you're not,
it's funny too though, right? Because you got those folks, like those kids, but you also got like the niggas that grew up with the internet and with the wrestling business as it is.
Mm-hmm.
Those kids are getting jobs now, right?
True.
I know personally, like my son isn't into pro wrestling.
Right.
And we see a lot of that generation that was in the house 10 years ago as kids that are starting to get jobs and having that disposable income. A lot of them may not be out in the house, and a lot of those folks may not be out in the house yet, so they got that disposable income. And I think those are the people that they taxing. They taxing those kids that are that will regularly spend that bread on, $300-$400 sneakers.
Word.
You know what I mean? The little dirty ones with the stars on the side of.
But here's the thing: according to most of the country, they can't afford to kitchen table issues gas. That's what our last election was all about. So which one is it? Either we got money or we don't. Because of course,
it's America, baby. It ain't one singular message.
Well, that's what the country is saying. The country is saying that they can't afford shit.
They can't afford eggs, baby.
They can't afford eggs was the
Eggs and gas.
What kind of shoes they got on?
That you're right. They got Trump shooting. I'm sorry.
They got them goddamn. I'm trying to tell you, they got them goddamn dirty star shoes.
I'm sorry. I shouldn't have said that. Nah, it's definitely if you look at the stats of what's actually been going on in the world versus what people said they voted on. Math may not be math, and no pun intended, but
What you mean, nigga? I been here.
America.
No pun intended. DDM right. Y'all, realistically, I think that's it, it's kind of it's going to get more about where people are standing when they start making these observations because they're looking at things from a different viewpoint than other motherfuckers are.
America is a fucking joke.
You said what?
America is a joke. It's not a serious country. It's
I'm out of here.
its citizens are a joke. They're all a joke.
I hear you.
Sorry.
No. Shit. Math, stay away. Speaking of things being a joke, 'cause I mean, say Linda McMahon has been. Is she officially the secretary of the Department of Education?
He got to be the president.
She got to go through the process.
Yeah,
but she was she held a position years ago, right?
I think she was a consultant or something. I don't know.
She was. They were making inroads in 2016, 2017. I know they were because she was running for office anyway. There was a tweet that Charlotte Flair dropped earlier. I don't know what the timetable will be, but it was something about some diamonds and some diamonds out the ice, and she maybe Charlotte Flair about to be back soon.
Thank God.
Yeah,
diamonds are forever.
The game needs Charlotte Flair right now.
Charlotte Flair is a necessary player. I don't know why people continue to play with this lady. She is necessary for business.
I always support Charlotte Flair.
You need.
I would just like to see her more.
Yeah, if we could see her not injured and wrestling more.
She looked bad in the ring the last time she was back, but I love to see her.
It'd been a minute.
Nothing bad to say about her.
It'd been a minute. She needs time.
Yo, what if because that the old one is done, right? People are in different places in XYZ. What if Charlotte Flair comes back with a faction? What if Charlotte Flair comes back?
I could see it.
With 3 dope women.
The question be who the women.
Yeah, who the women?
Well, hey man,
Wait.
I know Diamonds Are Forever and So Are the 4 Horsemen, right?
Right.
She drops a tweet with the diamond breaking out. I'm just saying, you bring Charlotte back as dear Lord of heel. Keep
she better be a
babyface
heel.
Charlotte away from me.
Yeah.
Keep babyface Charlotte off my TV.
Rattler Steve said last Shakara, Jada, and Charlotte.
I'm with it.
I can see it happening.
This going back to the beginning of the show when we were talking about how motherfuckers are nerds and shit and they don't know what's popping.
Nerds.
Charlotte come out that bitch popping.
The facts.
Yeah.
So
That's because she got a Butch Queen style on her, though.
I'm sorry, one more time.
No.
That's because she has a Butch Queen, King Troy, styling her.
Shout out King Troy. Happy belated birthday to King Troy.
Shout out to King Troy.
I'm sorry.
So why don't everybody have a Butch Queen? Like if you sit there and you see that Charlotte got that shit on, and every time
trying to see how much
you go to the net after Charlotte is on TV with that shit on, is somebody saying Charlotte got that shit on?
They said, bitch.
So why you can't take lessons from her having that shit on?
I feel like Charlotte having that ish on is like you going to work in a pair of Tiffany's. You know you got it on.
Everybody don't know.
Everybody knows she got that shit on.
But when you go, but the niggas at work be like, oh, I like the tennis shoes.
Math. I'm gonna tell you. I'm perfect. I was in LA. They did it was a work it was a work thing. The work thing said, hey, get to know your coworkers. You do like a bingo thing, whatever. Try to figure out your people. And one of the questions was coworkers with like the best shoe game. They don't know. They know expensive shoes.
Correct.
They know, oh, I see this person walking in the office and I know that these Travis Scott's is X amount of dollars. They don't know nothing outside of that.
Hold on. Oh, wait. Hold on. Pardon me, Cal. Go down.
Not me.
One more.
Not me.
This is the thing. This is the thing,
What's
right?
up?
We old. We are old. I take offense to shit because
DDM say he not old.
Cuz pointed this shit out a couple months ago when motherfuckers start using lingo.
Mm-hmm.
What, glazing?
That don't necessarily translate to us. I'm offended when I hear somebody say that we glazing.
That's like calling you sir?
No,
buddy.
No, glazing means
Buddy.
y'all gassing her up. Like y'all like now y'all giving her flowers. I know.
I figure ball glazing is
when I think of glazing, I feel like somebody's mouth is on something. Pause. But I feel like
So
that's
do
what
I.
they're saying when they're
Yeah,
saying
that's what
glazing.
That's not what, you didn't get what he was saying with that.
No,
He
glazing.
said
No, that's
no.
what glazing mean.
It's
I understand what he's saying.
You on a Joan. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? That's what they saying when they say glazing.
Yeah.
We
It
wasn't-
just sounds like they're saying my mouth is on something.
That's what I take.
Correct. Correct. And
I'm
so this is where dead nuance. Like, we can't have a positive discussion about someone people don't like without saying they're glazing. Right?
That's what the conversation turns into, yeah.
And that's what it is. Glazing is when niggas talk about people that one person doesn't like, that one person is gonna say you glaze.
Oh, you glazing,
Nah,
bro.
that's not accurate, right? Because if you watch the show, Stack of Beans,
Stack the beans said these old niggas.
Stack of Beans, if you watch the show,
Shout out. You better hit the
Years
like
ago.
and subscribe, my brother.
if you watched the
Sister,
show
whoever
years
you are.
ago,
Yeah.
you wasn't hearing us talk about
You
Charlotte
wasn't-
favorably.
Nah. I'm not even gonna
No shade, me and Mimi always was the one
Yes.
to Charlotte.
No, that's
Facts.
accurate.
Facts. It was the last couple years. For
You
real. It
are
was the last couple
accurate
years.
with
Yeah.
that, Dab. And the reason why I speak about Charlotte favorably is when I saw her hop out that car with them young children, and you know what I mean,
Shout out,
and live it up with them and shit, which
Facts.
don't nobody do. She stopped the whip, hopped out. She ain't know nobody was recording that shit. She just
Mark
hopped out the
Henry
whip
saw
and
that,
showed-
though.
and showed love.
Mark
So
Henry
that's
saw
why
that though.
I'm gonna say this: Charlotte Flair. I remember I watched her 24 episode.
Mm-hmm. Shout
And I
out to
watched some of her
tragedy.
documentaries, and I am like a huge Charlotte Flair fan
Word.
because in real life, Ashley seems like a nice person.
She does.
Yeah.
In a genuine person who just has an innate ability to get under people's skin in a
Right.
heel capacity for her job.
That's genetics.
You know, but when I watch her interviews and stuff, I see a nice woman. I see a woman who, you know, is a nice girl. So when I saw that, and then I see how she can transform
Right.
and do the things that she does. Like I remember where her and Rhea had a few Money in the Bank. That money, Charlotte woke the crowd up. That Money in the Bank. That was during the pandemic. When we first started getting crowds again, and the crowd was dead. And Charlotte and Rhea came out, and Charlotte worked that room out. And I never forget it because she did this. She pulled her gear down a little bit and did the suck it sign to the crowd, and they went oh, and which was badass for a woman. And then when she said, like, it's things that she does psychologically that made me love her because I believe the character. When she told Rhea, when they was doing the video montage before the match for that Money in the Bank, I think it was 2021 or 2022, and she was like, "You're learning, bitch. You're learning." Like that.
You need that.
Makes me love that fucking woman because that's not. Even if it's manufactured, it feels authentic. It feels real, and I believe it.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Yeah.
WrestleMania 39. She said, "Okay, the women's match not going to main event one night because y'all want to do this Bloodline and Cody shit. I'm gonna show you what the fuck I'm made of." And what they did, they went out there and they put a bomb burner on.
Facts.
She has given Rhea some of her best matches.
A lot of people feel like that match is arguably the best match of that weekend outside of everything else. Yeah.
They burned that bitch down.
That was a great match. That was a great match.
Charlotte Flair is in the lady frame easily, to me, a Mount Rushmore. I know all of these other people and all of that, but as far as consistency,
right,
impact, match quality, Charlotte Flair is in the conversation of greatest of all time. I don't care what nobody say. When it comes to men's wrestlers, I think Charlotte Flair in general is one of the top wrestlers.
Damn.
And some people will say, "Oh, I don't know." And when I look at top wrestler, I'm looking at character work. I'm looking at ring work. I'm looking at penetrating the lens. I'm looking at, do I believe you? I'm looking at overall, and Charlotte Flair has delivered on the promise and potential of what her family name is. And that is something that is very difficult to do in this business, because whenever you're a legacy child, you're already fighting an uphill battle. And she has really cemented her own name. I don't care if her father got her to audition. She didn't even want to do this. This wasn't even her thing.
She was doing volleyball?
She was a volleyball girl.
She was a
Yeah, she did this for her brother.
Facts.
This wasn't even her thing.
Yeah.
And she far exceeded the expectation. And people complain about, oh, she comes in and gets a title. Well, guess what? When she's not here,
Right.
what is it giving?
That's a good point.
What is it giving when she's not here?
That's a good point.
Stop playing with that lady. Stop playing with that lady.
She is one of the greatest, but she ain't Bianca Belair.
She ain't.
I mean, yeah, whatever. But
I
I
realistically,
feel like Bianca has a few things to me, and I'm being honest, and y'all know I got every Bianca piece of gear.
mm-hmm.
But the reality is Bianca needs, and this is may not be of no fault of her own because she
Talk
hasn't
about
been
it.
put in those positions yet. But Bianca has had some moments that are Hall of Fame worthy and definitely put her in that conversation. She will go into the books because of history. However, whatever, I'm glazing. I got it all over my mouth. Pass me.
Sir?
All right, yo.
Let's go. It's
Um,
time to go.
Stack Segly.
Nope, it's time to go.
But Bianca just needs a few more moments to and I think Bianca needs a Charlotte Flair match.
Oh yes,
But I also think it's vice versa. I think that's the WrestleMania match.
they need to do that at WrestleMania.
Yes.
Yes,
But I also think
I don't know
Bianca.
I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm going to have a meltdown.
I got to.
I
I
think
got to.
Bianca's better at being a good guy, and Charlotte is better at being a bad guy.
Correct.
Which
Wait,
is-
so that's Ric Flair's Sting?
It should be, but they haven't
They ain't
had
really
enough
built it. Yeah,
like moving at the same time.
right.
Because of all the time that like Charlotte has had off during Bianca's tenure,
Right.
like I feel like that could be Flair's Steamboat.
That's a story, though, right? At a certain point, Flair, what you do, I didn't realize we was going to be booking Flair's future. Charlotte
like it.
Flair wins a title, whatever women's world title. Bianca Belair.
Win that mid-card thing.
This may be 2026. Bianca Belair's done with Jade Cargill. She's done with the tag, all that shit, and she's trying. And Charlotte feels like, yo, I'm the shit. I've been the shit. And Bianca come like, yo, in the time you was gone, you got a lot of accolades from back in the day. In the time you was gone, look at what the fuck I've been doing. I built this tag team women's division. I was a women's world champion when it wasn't nobody in the stands. I put the whole company on my back. Like, there's a built-in conversation that's there that may be more impactful than Sting being the crown prince to be the world champion at some point. That at WrestleMania 39, a lot of people were talking. If it wasn't Rhea Bianca, it was Flair Bianca as one of those potential in the near future WrestleMania women's matches, that the marquee matches, I should say.
And they still have some gold there because we didn't get Rhea versus Bianca at a Mania. We haven't gotten Rhea versus, Charlotte versus Bianca at a Mania. So there's still a lot of meat on the bone when it comes to stuff like that. And you got a lot of new girls coming up, but Charlotte Flair, it means something when you beat Charlotte Flair.
Yes, exactly.
You know?
Can I put a little bit of dirt in the water though?
Go ahead.
Charlotte's last run wasn't good, right? And it was because of time away.
That was 2-3 years ago.
No, I thought it was more recent than that. She been gone for 2 years.
I'm talking her last run. She came
When I'm
back when
saying
she got injured.
The last time we saw her in the ring, like the last few times, she ain't looked like Charlotte.
Right.
Couple that with the guy who won last Friday night, Father Time.
Yeah.
She's not old, but she's got a lot of miles on.
She's the diamond that's been chilling for a minute.
Is there a possibility that Charlotte don't come back Charlotte?
I have 100% faith in her. And you could say that that's a possibility. Of course, you know, science and time will say that.
Right.
But some people have a thing where they just won't be denied. And if she's anything like her father, that lady still got a lot of life left her.
Yeah.
And if she's like her father, she'll be wrestling for another 40 years.
I think
it's crazy.
The key is going to be Charlotte being in a space where she's physically comfortable enough, as well as WWE being in a space where they're going to book her in a regular conversation where she's not just Trish Stratus or Trish Stratus or Lita chilling. Like, she's not some legendary act. Like, she's actually in the division there to help build. Charlotte Flair, Roxanne Perez, Charlotte Flair, Jada Park. Like, there's so many matches that you can do on whatever show, and it's going to be a moment if that woman actually beats Charlotte Flair. That you kind of need a healthy Charlotte Flair. You're going to have to build her. That's what I'm saying. 2026. She's going to have to come back, and I think she's going to need some time to kind of hold a title and be that woman in that division for a bit.
Hey, chat, my TV hasn't gotten there yet. Chat.
Neither is mine.
I have no TV on right now.
Hey,
Y'all
listen, my
already
team
lost it.
stinks. My team stinks this year.
Well, all right. Actually,
We're get the fuck out of here.
I was gonna say we're gonna be on the way out, but brother fam, that's the one. I as little as I really follow.
No, I ain't get there yet, y'all.
As little as I really follow the NFL, the Cowboys been that bad this year.
Yeah. It's been a very bad year.
Damn, I feel bad. Yep. I know the Cowboys, the Steelers, the Ravens. That's all the representation on this pod, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we and the funny part is, two of the teams that we beat this year are playing right now.
Damn,
as bad as we are.
It's gonna be it.
The only other team is the Giants.
Hopefully, Thanksgiving can save us. Was there any other news?
No, nigga, let's go.
Charlotte Flair. Gable Steveson. He said that it just wasn't the right time for WWE. But he's also going to wrestle.
The right job for them charges.
Yeah, I mean, he didn't mention nothing about them charges, but we'll see. And the other thing I did want to mention, because it's been out there, but I don't think it's really been talked about, but it's probably going to be a story. Toni Storm apparently is done wrestling.
Is that real?
That's the story.
Toni Storm did an interview with SB Nation where she said, and this is facts, I feel like I talked about this on Patreon. She said, I'm not used to being a loser. She says, I failed at everything. I lost in AEW. I lost in Japan. I lost in Mexico. Because she lost, I think she had 3 matches in Japan and maybe 1 in Mexico. She lost all them matches.
I think she had 1 or 2 in Mexico.
I think it was 3. One of them may be a tag match, but she lost everything. Tony Khan apparently spoke about this on a recent Full Gear media call. He said that she's been a great world champion. He says he thinks the reports of her demise have been greatly exaggerated. He expects that she'll have a great wrestling career, but she's really been struggling. He talks about her losses. And he says he hopes that she can find herself and come back to AEW because Timeless Toni Storm is a great part of AEW, definitely.
Yeah, it's just the black and white shit is gonna be gone.
So so Brother Math is saying on Saturday night we could see Toni Storm in full color.
Colored Toni Storm?
Colored Toni Storm may be the name of the episode.
I'm not saying Saturday for sure, but
I'm saying colored Toni Storm.
Did anybody hear this? And I could have read something or something could have been wrong, but it's actually kind of a football type wrestling story. Word is that they're trying to lock Roman into his next contract now.
I've not seen that, but I wouldn't be surprised.
Like they're trying to go ahead and get him extended, like you're supposed to do in football.
Where else he gonna go? Like, we don't expect Roman gonna be in AEW.
No, but it's smarter to extend the it's cheaper to extend the contract than to sign one new, because when you get to signing that new contract, then the negotiations start to be, well, I could not wrestle. I could go to Hollywood. I could, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And so I think it's smart now to go ahead and get that man up on the contract than to mess around and let that nigga be like, well, I'm going to go test the waters in Hollywood.
Yeah. with all this, we're around Survivor Series time, so like the Montreal Screwjob and the Bret Hart, like they did sign Bret Hart to like a multi-year, multi-million-dollar contract before they realized what they could have. It's different because they got money now, but it's funny to hear that. I don't know. I've not seen any of that talk though, but it makes sense. Just like it makes sense for them to lock in these legend contracts for a lot of these people.
Miss Jackie, it's so nasty.
I'm saying
you asked me. Are they gonna do something with Jacqueline? Like do something with Miss Jackie?
They
saw her online.
They put her out in the crowd and them PLEs. Hey, we in Texas.
She's like a travel blogger.
It's a women, yeah. We got women in the match, yeah. Hey,
Tony, Facebook fam.
Yeah. You know, I still watch the 2018 Women's Royal Rumble. That first Royal Rumble was booked to perfection.
I don't think I've rewatched.
Is that when Pat Patterson was probably still around?
The very first Women's Royal Rumble, the first one.
That was at the Royal Rumble?
Yeah, that was booked to perfect. The first Women's Royal Rumble in Philadelphia. Oscar won the first Women's Royal Rumble.
I remember her winning. I don't remember the show.
Oh my God, that Royal Rumble was booked.
It's been 6 years?
Yeah.
Is there truth to Dustin being around? Because I'd like to see him come to WWE and work with the women.
Oh yeah, and I hope they put him in the Hall of Fame so I can wear my gold dust coat again. I love me some Dustin Rhodes.
I think the one. Well, I was actually going to say the one thing is because I believe he's very involved with the Nightmare Factory, but Nightmare Factory is WWE ID. So yeah, I don't know what I want to say. I saw something about Dustin where he Sean Tragedy makes. Oh wow, that's the Dominic.
That toilet paper goes over the top.
Shout out Sean Tragedy. Shout out. Once the doo-doo toilet paper for Dirty Dom comes out, I think that may be the end of the show. Brother Matt, you still around?
And I was the merch drop, and I got my LA Knight Ultimate.
Yeah. All right, we gotta get out of here. Before we get out of here, though, DDM, you got a Black Rasslin of the week?
My Black Wrestler of the week, I'm going to go with Dion Lennox because I think he cute.
Okay. NXT star, right? He at least backstage every NXT.
He had a little match with Brimley Reese, a little intergender match.
But champ?
I'm gonna go with you know what? Because I somewhat dissed her, but I am a fan still.
Okay.
Naomi, man. Shout out to Naomi.
Naomi.
Is dope. She just sometimes do old dances.
Brother man.
I'm gonna go with Duke Davis and Gannon Jones Jr. That's the main event. They won the Exodus Pro tag team titles over the weekend.
Damn,
Exodus Pro is one of those. I think I spoke about them last week. NWA doing that, like the territorial thing.
Word.
When they're crowning a lot of new champions, and NWA is a part of Exodus Pro. So yeah, shout out to the main event.
I'm with that. I think shout out Sean Tragedy. I think my Black Rasslin week's got to be Cheeseburger. I was Trent makes
you get my picks.
You say what?
You get my picks. I sent you.
You know what? I did. Hold up. I did.
You made me dig them out.
No, the thing is we've been so immersed in the conversation.
We ain't gotta share them on the show.
I didn't even look at them though. Well, that's the thing. Like I'm about to look at them right now. Hold up. DDM, because he said 5 photos.
So DDM, that the artwork for that the TV Guide Joan is crazy, yo.
Oh, thank you. My dear friend TT, the artist I've known for 15 years now. She graduated from Micah. She did that for me.
That's Shorty from the movie, right?
Mm-hmm.
Shorty from the movie.
If y'all go to, matter of fact, everybody been talking about Netflix and goddamn WWE, nigga. right here. He's on Netflix, nigga.
How about that? Like an actual star. How do I save these? Hold up.
So, but yeah, what that the EP you working on, or is it finished for your birthday?
Good question.
It's not an EP. It's just one single, 1984.
Oh, I thought it was gonna be a collection of songs. It's just one song.
Yeah, I was the election. I actually wrote this record election day, and we recorded it. And that day, mixed it the next day, had Ashley come in and do background vocals like the day after that, and then did final mixing and then sent it to Ernesto, the master. So it came together real quick.
It does feel like MTV music. I like the sound of the record, man. It's dope.
Yeah,
Thank you.
I need to hear
It is.
some
How am I feeling about the Ravens? We're doing the best that we can with what we have. They don't look terrible, but they don't look great. And as a Kansas City, you're a Chiefs fan, right, Chris? So I already know what you're getting ready. I know where you're going with this.
Damn.
I mean, it looked like y'all getting some help right now.
Let me hold on.
It look y'all like the Ravens are getting a great deal of help right now.
Let me
What you mean?
It looked like the Steelers are getting packed up right now. 6 seconds left.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, 6 seconds left. They down 6, and it's a blizzard in Pittsburgh.
Go DDM.
Is this the high fashion look?
Yeah, that's one of them.
What's the labels?
High fashion. When I say high fashion, doesn't mean label. It's meaning the aesthetic.
Okay.
That's one of them, and then where the other one's at, Kyle?
I grabbed that one, and hold up.
That's 65.
Hold up, my fault. Yeah, there's 3 in there right now. Hold up.
Oh yeah, that was 8. That's probably one of my favorite ones.
That's a good one.
That's one of my favorite ones. I ate that.
I'm with it. Are these gonna be premiered at some point? Like, it's gonna be like a.
Oh yeah, it's just I just did these for my birthday. Like I wanted to do a shoot just to commemorate, my birthday, and I just wanted to do something really cool. I
never have ideas.
Tyrone did a great job. I styled it, put it together, and just went to him and said, "Let's shoot it."
Dope.
Mm-hmm.
Dope. What's the science on the event? You got a performance coming up, right?
Yeah, that's December 12th. Back to the Future, Christmas 1984. It's a Christmas show slash birthday show for me. So I do programming. I don't just put a bunch of people on a bill. So I got 3 DJs. They're all playing an hour of a different decade. So DJ D Nice is playing he's doing all 90s hip hop R&B for an hour. That was another one. That's a wall picture.
I like that one. Yeah,
I ate that. D Nice is doing 90s hip hop and R&B. Daniel Biltmore is doing the 2000s. And Chaotic is doing the 2010s. And then Twings is this band. They do like their sound is like Duran Duran meets The Cure meets The Smiths, like all of those things. So they represent kind of like the 80s culture club kind of thing. And then I'm performing my new record and like some of my songs, my catalog, and we just have a good time.
I'm with it.
Some nice set design, and we're doing good on tickets. We did a lot. We did real good on pre-sale. Yesterday, so
hit up DDM socials, Dapper Dan Midas, for more details on everything. I don't know where Brother Math is. I don't know what the Steelers doing right now. We're gonna get out of here. We've been rocking for way too long. Black Rasslin on everything. BlackRasslin.com, YouTube.com/Black Rasslin, Patreon.com/Black Rasslin. Next week, Black Rasslin is taking on Lip Gloss and Ladders for Survivor Series picks. Rock with 2 pods plus Stat Guy Greg. Brother Matt, you anything else to say? Say less. We out of here. Peace to Mimi. Hope everything is well. I think that's how we do it this week. Shout to the chat. Shout out to Darius Lockhart. Go cop them Ashe tickets. If you're going to be North Carolina soon. New Jack, please take us out.
Like me or not, I didn't come up here to be